I missed an exciting session.
You did. Um, there were the decision to engage the Slugipede, or the Mega Slug as it was at
Well,
the
I
time.
was a Mega Slug at the time, yeah.
It was a Mega Slug at the time. Was more one of curiosity. Approaching it near enough that it raised up on well, its hind third, for a slug.
Yeah. As like a slug or a snake would rear up, I
Exactly.
suppose. I mean, I'm not really sure if slugs can actually do that, but I can picture it.
um, and yeah, it was more of a it wasn't as much of a conscious decision as I recall it to engage it, and more of a, well, shoot it, see what happens.
Yeah, no, that the Archibald would be all for that, so I'm cool with that.
Check the image dump. I assure you, slugs can rear up.
I
Oh, is
have
there actually?
I have also clipped that entire segment as well
Oh
as the
yeah.
squid segment into its own highlight. Um,
Oh, I forgot you have those videos. Dang.
I
I don't know
do.
why I'd forget that.
the
I should have actually watched.
the whole squid section I think was about 45 minutes, and the slug was just over an hour. Which I was surprised because it didn't feel nearly that long in the moment.
It sounded exciting, so I can imagine. I'm sure you were just like rubbing your hands together. I wonder if they'll shoot it.
I was sitting back here thinking, yeah, this is gonna be enough warning to them. They'll get what picture the slug is painting.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of harmless critters that try to act imposing as a defense mechanism, even if they aren't.
Most of them aren't eating zombies.
In fact, we were even
There's
subtly warned
no
about that.
evidence. There was no evidence it had killed those zombies, I assume.
There was. In fact, there
Oh.
was
It went
subtle
smack.
Oh, okay.
there was subtle foreshadowing that it had absorbed the black keratinous shell of some of those zombies, and that's what it was making its legs out of.
I mean, it's one of them. The fact that it literally propels half of its body in the air, slams it down, and you feel a tremor. Not a good sign.
Wow. Yeah, that does give you a sense of scale.
Yeah,
You
we're
feel a
big boy.
tremor even though you are in a graveloader that is hovering off of the ground, which means that it created an
A shockwave.
aerial shockwave.
Yeah.
Yeah, big boy.
Well, I'm glad I got to use the heavy machine gun.
I'm glad Oogie recorded it all.
And where did the demo charges come into play?
By literally chucking them out of the back of the grav at it.
Oh, y'all use those against the slug. Dang.
Yeah, it was literally like, all right, put on the timer, timer.
We needed to.
Yeah,
Yeah, putting this into mechanical context, I think it had 50 or 60 hit points and was taking reduced damage from top strikes.
So you're saying you should have shot it? Oh, I guess it. Yeah, I don't know. Something
Explosions.
that big is probably pretty hard to flip. Oh, I see. You're doing that to get the damage under it. So then
Yeah.
explode underneath it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Plus, I'll spoil a little bit here for you. You might be going and watching that clip later, but the ultimate conclusion was we waited for it to rear up to jump and then had you fire into its underbelly with a snapshot.
Ah, yeah.
It was rad. You were a hero.
Yay.
Yeah, I would encourage listening to that part so at least you have
Yes.
context of what Archibald accomplished
should.
there.
Yeah. I should go back and do that. Sorry I missed it. Damn.
Well, I
It's
hope.
good to know I was still here in spirit with a machine gun.
You absolutely were.
Oh yeah, you were tearing it up.
And now you guys have navigated your way to what looks like the control hub, the Nox control hub, with regular looking, well, as regular looking as zombies can be, zombies on the other side. You see no corrosive air through those windows. The control hub has remained airtight. Let's get some music going here.
I guess I should join the party.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and say that you were with them. I wasn't sure if you'd be
Okay.
if they'd be done before you got back.
Yeah.
So
But they weren't.
let's see. Okay, if this background music starts getting repetitive, please let me know. I still don't have a good post Nox anti track list, and so I'm still using a 4-minute track.
No worries.
We'll probably only hear it the first time and then forget that it's not playing.
Right, or Roll20 will
Delayed.
only play it for you one time and then stop.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. That's what's
Oh,
gonna
okay.
happen for us.
Yeah. Okay. Um. So you've got the control hub ahead of you. You have some tunnels off to the side which you could make your way back through, but that traversal took you 2.5 hours. It was not a quick journey at all, and some of those tight corridors, tight spaces you crawled through, are what at some point damaged Oogie's vac suit. Behind you, there's a maybe 20-minute walk along a fairly open corridor, uh, under which the floor is zombies. Now, I'll go back through the description of that so that Meowkin can understand what we mean by the floor is zombies.
So there's no visible floor.
There is visible floor, but it's shuffling and undulating as it crushes a mass of zombies beneath it. The floor is not as sturdy in all places, and were zombie attention brought to those places specifically, it's very likely they could break through and climb out.
Interesting.
Or even
Oh,
worse, the floor crumbles beneath somebody and they just fall in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be worse. You're right.
I always played floor is lava as a kid, not floor is zombies. Jeez.
I know. The floor actually grabs at your ankles now.
Thanks. I hate it.
I can see why
Nope,
y'all
will be secure.
decided to avoid that as much as possible.
Yep.
Well, now it's looking like our ploy to call for an emergency evacuation is going to be less of a ruse and more of an absolute necessity. How are we getting in there? What are we going to do about them zombies? And I suppose we got to decide if we're going to try to keep them uncontaminated and gather a sample of them too.
Yeah, this is the
reckon-
part I'm struggling with. Is I can't get you across. It's just after that.
Is this in a position where, let me see, I'm pretty sure I have a grapnel launcher. Maybe that was another character that, hold on. You know, it seems like This is something that we basically need to cross over without touching the floor, right?
No, you're already across it. If you want to figure out a way back, that's fine. But you're across the floor, and you've got the control hub in front of you, the floor of zombies behind you, and to the side, the tunnels through which you reached the control hub.
Okay, and this is the control hub that we were here looking for with the blueprints.
It definitely appears to be. It's well, let me be less cagey about that. Yes, it is the control hub that you're looking for. The Nox only has one central control hub. It is large, and this fits all descriptions and all bills. The electronics are designating this as the control hub.
Gotcha. We don't have our programmer, so now we're just that whole Zoolander scene. Like, where are the files? And we're like, the files are in the computer.
That's exactly what I picture right now.
Though I suppose Amaya is tech savvy.
One of my favorite scenes from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I think I may have mentioned this before, but they're searching for some files and they find a bunch of literal filing cabinets, and their hacker's like, well, that's why I couldn't break in. And so they're discussing this with their team, and they're looking through the filing cabinets, and then team leader radios down to the getaway vehicle. We're going to download to you now. And they say, what do you mean download? You said there were no computers in there, and then all of a sudden a filing cabinet flies out of the window and crashes to the street in front of the getaway vehicle.
Oh.
It's awesome. All right, back in frame.
You've got through this window that you can see through. There's well, let me paint a little better picture here. So you're standing at the precipice of the control hub. It's cracked underneath you, but you're not feeling any of the push and pull of zombies beneath. You do see that just barely 4 meters from you, 3 meters from you, in the other direction. There's a locked and secured heavy door, and a wide window that looks like it is intended to withstand the pressures of space, were the Nox habitat module or arm that you're currently standing in to get depressurized. And through that window, you can see about 8 people who look like they're wrinkling, they're dehydrated, they haven't had water in several months, and their eyes are red and bloodshot, teeth are starting to fall out, but they're still standing and they're still looking at you. They look very skinny.
I have a sneaking suspicion they're not actually alive anymore.
I mean, not in the traditional sense of the word, no. This whatever's gotten into them, I don't know, seems to make them adapt to whatever their environment is. Hence the bone walkers.
So what are we saying they've adjusted to here then? Because they must have adjusted to something here.
Dehydration?
Yeah, potentially, actually.
In any case, we got to figure out what to do with them. And I don't think a grenade's an option here. Don't want to damage the computer equipment in there.
Anyway,
Yeah.
How intelligent are these zombies, man? Like, they just follow the sound of a rock hitting something, or?
I mean, they're looking at us. They seem like they're smart enough to follow something that looks like a meal.
That is
I
correct.
mean, the other ones weren't too difficult to dispatch, and these don't got the bone plating.
Either they just haven't had any opportunities to adapt, or they've got some weird adaptation.
Well, no, it looks like that part of the facility is still sealed.
Right. So so they haven't had any cause to make any adaptations.
That's right. Yeah.
Wow. Not that I ain't no scientist.
I mean, if we want to make this quick, we open up that door, cut them into pieces, and get our work done fast as we can.
I mean, how quick do you think we'll be, though?
I don't know. The other ones went down lickety split. Couple minutes.
They're behind a window, right?
Yeah, and remember, the control hub itself is a large structure. It's not just a couple of rooms.
So there's 8 of them here, but there might be multiple floors, multiple rooms.
Yeah. The control hub would be about the size of a cruiser ship all by itself.
Wow.
It is the central support structure that, I mean, it doesn't support anything out in space, but does have connections to 7 arms going out to, the habitats and the shipyards. And also has some sparse living quarters for the administrators of the hub.
Okay, so putting this strictly into Stars Without Numbers terms, the control hub was a small station all by itself.
Yeah, I think that's a better analogy than cruiser ship. Yeah.
Which is a cruiser class hull.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this room that you're looking into is more or less just it's a monitoring station / monitoring room for this first section of this arm that it's looking out onto.
The basic explosives aren't really out.
Yeah.
Well, often less damaging critical components in some of this size, unless we were actually looking at the room that has those.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right. I will, for the sake of clarity, say that it's unlikely that any of the computing equipment you're trying to get data from are within this next room, and that any explosion, even if it was undirected, would not go through the next wall and damage whatever's beyond it.
Also, so currently we're still exposed to the anti-atmosphere where we're at, but presumably on the other side it's not exposed.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
And Oogie has a bit of a time limit, but if we can get in there without breaking the seal, then that would actually help Oogie's situation out, right?
It would. Would also allow you to collect samples from these things that have clearly adapted in some way, but have not had exposure to Anti's corrosive atmosphere.
But more in the deprivation sense, probably. They're very efficient at extracting moisture from what they kill. Is there any indication? Is there any sort of because there probably wouldn't really be much in the way of air. Although I guess maybe there may have been, particularly if this was like a central station initially. Is there any indication any pre-existing airlocks that might be able to be temporarily made functional?
Yeah. The door next to this window is probably an airlock. It has the outer door mechanisms of an airlock. sorry, I was a little bit remiss in describing that earlier. I simply called it a very heavy door. This is a airlock type door. So while you
Well, it's probably like a blast door, but it's also probably functions as an airlock too. It's
actually,
also,
I'm
that's
being
also a security thing too. So
I'm being unnecessarily coy again. I forget that you guys did download and have blueprints with you. So, cross-referencing what information you have, yes, this is an airlock door.
okay. Because also you could also, there's also, I mean, even like from a security perspective, it's not even if it's you have like the man trap,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty much just an airlock but without all the airlock mechanisms.
Right.
But it would still be, prevent excessive intrusion of corrosive atmosphere. So, anyways, okay, so we don't need to do anything fancy like trying to quickly cut a hole and then patch it behind us, provided we can get this door working. I would also recommend, I guess, that we don't shoot towards the exterior to, open up any holes in that. Really, it's impressive. No hole, like there's no, I guess, gaping holes into that section.
Yeah, the Nox knew what they were doing.
At least when they built this part.
They may have put a little bit less attention to the structural integrity of the arm, but it's just a big rectangular.
There's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
So you're saying that the folks who were extra good at designing ships designed the part of the station where all the important people were to be extra durable.
Yeah.
Really?
Shocking.
No.
Exactly. Yep.
How would they do that?
Anyways, anything before we bust on in, or I don't know. I got.
I mean,
Uh,
no,
Because
that
I
comes
don't think because
immediately to
we
mind.
can't really engage them without the whole compromising. Like it's like sure maybe we could probably just bust through the windows and shoot them from here, but that has the whole other problem. So I'm thinking we do it more sneaky beaky, or well, more just walk into the front door. I'd like walking through the front door, y'all.
And it's effective with what it does.
One important tactical question: how many people can fit in the airlock at once?
How many you got with you?
4, right?
4.
Yeah, 4.
I mean,
Just
yeah,
enough.
I can't imagine. Yeah, I mean, 4 is not a super crazy number of people for an airlock, right?
It's not, but if
Seems
it were
practical.
designed for heavy security, it might have been just 1, and that would have been a problem for us.
That's true.
No, it's. I think 4 to 6 is a reasonable estimate. For the Nox, they did also move equipment and stuff through various airlocks and such, and they weren't as severe about security as limiting it to 1 person per cycling. So 4 to 6.
So we can get it all in there at once, and the question is, do we just start busting heads?
I mean, unless you want to see what they're like up close and, find out, then yeah.
I not too keen on it,
Sure,
Unless,
you can go first.
unless we walk in there and they're like, we come in peace. I don't reckon I'm going to spend too much time in parlay.
Yeah, they're looking at us awful hungry, as you hear in the background. Hungry eyes. I mean, obviously they don't know how to operate it. Well, maybe they do, and they're like, hey, out there everything's mutating and turning bad. But no, probably not, because they're already dead-ish. So I don't think they'll like be waiting at the airlock for. Well, I mean, maybe. How slow are these doors?
They're pretty slow.
Hmm.
No, they're not like several minutes slow, but they are. If there are any regular airlock doors, they make enough noise to draw attention, and they are slow enough that once you start opening it, you're not jumping out immediately. You've got say a 4 to 5 second, maybe a 6 second, because that's a clean and convenient open cycle.
Long, yeah. I mean, long enough that if they're really attracted to the noise, they could start swarming the entrance of it.
Yeah, you could probably animation glitch it with a good exert check in one round, but without that, you have to wait a full round before it's open enough for a person to slip through without tripping.
That does, yeah. Only other thing I can think of is if there was a way to generate a noise somewhere else. Is there any chance this is something like a ring where we can
We have a telekinetic with us.
with multiple? Well, I was thinking like with multiple multiple doors. Like there's another door that we could start cycling. But I'm guessing there's probably any power issues that we need to address here, right? There's no power.
There is power. There's lights on inside there.
Huh. That's convenient. So yeah, my other thought would be, like start opening another door, and then to get everything going over there, and then we start going through this one. If there is another door.
I imagine not that we can conveniently reach.
If I can see another door, I can attempt to open it. That's not a problem.
Or we just do, we just set up a gun line and hope that not too many come charging at us.
You've only got.
See, that's the part I'm not looking forward to.
You've only got 3 meters behind you before you're on undulating floor zombie.
Well, we wouldn't have that because there'll be a door behind us.
Okay, you're talking about inside
the airlock. Yeah.
Got it.
Inside the airlock, that is. And I still got a grenade.
I mean, do you want to chuck the nade first and then we see what happens, or do you just want to, just risk it?
Well, it can't exactly get your grenade in there right now, unless you're talking about just putting it in the airlock and then.
Yeah.
But I think that's not the. I don't know how that would work.
I mean, try and make a tripwire for it or something.
I don't know. Would a grenade damage an airlock?
Yes.
It would damage the internal components. It would damage some of the necessary equipment in there, but it wouldn't. I don't think it would make a dent in the actual airlock itself. Like you're not gonna risk.
Yeah. It could damage the mechanisms that open and close it, but it's not gonna like blast through the doors.
Right.
Which that would probably I can agree with that. A demo charge, on the other hand.
So, out of character, my vote is we just go through the airlock door with or without a telekinetic distraction.
Yep.
Sounds good to me.
That's where I'm at now too. I think we're overcomplicating unless there's a quick, easy solution nearby, which doesn't sound like there is. But if we don't want to damage it, if we don't want to cause excessive damage, we got to do a little extra work. This cat has already chewed through this cord.
Plus, you said there were only 8 of them, right? Which, I mean, is not a small number, but...
It's only 8 visible, but yeah.
Only 8 visible. I mean, there could be...
Not damage the glass.
For all we know, this is like the lowest density in the entire section.
Right, exactly. There could be as many as 200 of them in there if this was a fully crewed small station.
Question.
Yep.
They're pressed up against glass. Why can't we just smash the glass?
Because that breaks the seal essentially. If we want that place to remain sealed,
Do we want that place to remain sealed?
I think the thought was yes. But
There are advantages to it, yeah.
like for
Okay.
one thing, Ugi's suit is compromised, so any time he's spent in there is better.
Why don't,
'Cause it basically Ugi's on a clock, and if we get in there, then Ugi's clock stops.
Ben, would you roll me a wisdom/telekinesis roll?
Okie dokie. Telekinesis. Wisdoms. 13.
Oh, that is a fantastic roll. Apologies if this comes across as overreach, but Marcus realizes that he can see the zombies.
So you're saying, wait, can they telekinetics? Does their telekinetic
Yeah.
armory let them go through
It-
Yeah.
It only has
doesn't
the,
matter.
yeah, it only has the stats of a rifle. It doesn't have the
Restrictions.
yeah.
Huh. You know,
Oh.
I always kind of just would have assumed that it still basically travels like a bullet, but I guess yeah. I mean,
Nah.
telekinesis doesn't require that, does it?
Maybe that's it. Like Max is just munching on some of the leaves he has, and it's like, I've had a stupid idea. You want me to just start, poking those things? Because I can poke them pretty good, and hopefully they can't get to us.
So, anyways, you started blasting.
Exactly. Hey, look, I thought I'd ask first before just doing it, because, seek. Actually, no, usually it's more like seek, what was it?
Seek help.
Forgiveness rather than permission.
Yeah, it's easier to ask forgiveness than permission.
Yeah. But I figured, spice it up. Why not?
Now, mechanically, in a combat situation, I would give someone cover for Marcus attacking them through glass, but that's about the extent of any kind of mechanical adjustments I would make.
Sure.
I mean, I've got another question. What level of psychic are you? What level of telekinetic?
I am +2.
I would say that.
Because that's as max as I can go right now.
Okay. Because here's what I'm thinking, so you can't lift up living things, right? But are zombies living things?
For the rolls, yes. I think so.
There is enough psychic or metadimensional static coming from these. They're either just living enough, or there's something that's metadimensional enough about them that Marcus's regular telekinesis can't take hold.
Okay, good deal. Thank you, Dexter.
They're psychic zombies.
My other thought was if on that maybe similar vein is the if there was a board or something sitting there and you just lift it up behind him and smush him against the glass.
No, I want to see him go telekinetic whoop ass with a 2x4.
That's
I mean, I can do that as well,
That would also be the equivalent of telekinetic armory making attacks with it.
Telekinetic armory. It's just more fun than
yeah.
than a pretend gun.
And that's another reason that telekinetic armory through the glass is perfectly fine.
Although, given Marcus's accent, he would probably do it with a cricket bat.
I like that.
So, am I hearing right that Marcus goes to town on the zombies through the glass?
If he has permission, he will.
No one's gonna deny it. I want to see how this works out too.
Yes. In which case, he will now begin battering them.
Why don't you describe to us what this looks like? You don't have to roll any attacks. They're not going anywhere, at least until something triggers. So let's hear what happens with, like, let's just say the first three.
I think, after hearing the cricket things, he takes on the side on posture, puts his arms down by his hips, just does like an upload swing, and you just see, just boom, a jaw just gets smacked up the upside, basically, of one of them. And it's like, more requests? Let's compare it to baseball now. And he does baseball stance, and does a wide arc swing. And one of them just gets hit in like the chest and just kind of like where just below the rib cages are, and just kind of like crumples a little bit. And it's like, okay, no, and he just like starts just getting lazy and just punching them repeatedly in the face.
Yeah,
he has fun for the first two.
Consecutive normal punches.
Basically, yeah, he's just like, come on, So that's a little bit fit
Yeah,
up.
it's you have fun with it for a minute or two, and then it's like, okay, this is actually kind of monotonous.
Yeah, it's like, they aren't really reacting. Yeah.
They aren't. There's just enough glimmer of recognition that something is battering them. The kind of eye pop that you would expect someone to have, the expression of ow, that hurts, but that's it. It's a blank ow, that hurts, until you get to the fifth one. The fifth one, you're crushing its head between two cricket bats or something fanciful. Actually, you said you just started pummeling them after that point. You're pummeling the head of this fifth zombie, and it's jerking its head to the side, and it snarls. You see it fall to the ground, looking up over the window, because there's a little bit of a counter in front of you. You have to look up. You have to get up on your tippy toes to see. And there are reddish black muscle growths just exploding out of its shoulders. Its torso, its upper chest. It leaps back up, popping up from its feet, popping up from the ground just briefly as its legs carry it, and its teeth have fallen out. You see sharp teeth growing in behind, and it snarls at the window, launches itself at the window.
And it's gonna break through it.
It's learning. Adapting. It's doing something. I don't like it. It's not fun now.
It's not fun now.
Not fun when there's danger involved.
I know.
Anyway, what's the actual result?
The actual result is that it smashes into the window and backs up and looks at the window. Marcus continues pummeling it, trying to put this thing down before it can actually become a threat, and you see it bound off around the corner.
Okay, he's gonna go get friends? I don't like this even more now.
So there are 4 that have been completely pummeled.
And one that's adapted.
1 that's adapted and ran off, and 3 more that are doing what?
Standing there, looking at the glass. Well, looking at you. It's hard to tell whether they're looking at you or the glass. They shuffled aside a little bit as the thing launched itself through them, almost scattering them like bowling pins. But then they continued staring at the glass.
Well, the good news is that one didn't rally those other ones away from the window. And we're just gonna, so, there's a 1 in 8 chance that any zombie we see is gonna turn into a nightmare zombie.
Yeah, I still don't want to get...
Boy.
Definitely don't want to get bitten by one of them, though. That just seems unpleasant.
I got a hunch that if we want to keep that window intact, that we got to get in there now.
We
I
didn't have
mean-
any inoculation against the zombie stuff, did we?
Unless you gave it to me while I was sleeping, then no.
Shit.
He did not.
I mean, the way I figure, if we get samples of this stuff to Dr. Rao, then only one of us is going to die in the experiments, and then the rest will get some kind of cure.
So you're volunteering. Love to hear it.
That was a joke. It means I don't trust Dr. Rao, but I don't see what other choice we got.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta get in there, and unless we just, want to go back, say we couldn't do it, we're scared of zombies.
You're gonna say you're scared of zombies? Come on now.
Well, I didn't say I'm going to do it. I'm saying that's all. That's really the only other option is if we want to say that. So I reckon we gotta,
Get in there.
yeah.
Alright, let me sort out these other
Gotta pull out our
zombies,
big
then we'll...
boy drawers.
Yeah, I'll sort out these other zombies, then we'll head in. Yeah, I'll attempt to finish off the other zombies before proceeding through. Well, that's it. You are on board with, trying to stop whatever that thing is, right?
Well, I'll have to.
Alright, just wanted to check before we actually go in, I don't want to drag you in unnecessarily.
My thinking, kind of my out of character danger sense is tingling, is that if we wait for you to deal with the other three from this side of the glass, that glass isn't going to be intact by the time we get in there.
Why would the glass no longer be intact?
As I think something's going to be coming back shortly, and we need to get in there to prevent.
You think something is actually going to get something?
Either it's going to get something, or the other three are going to adapt as well to this particular form of attack.
Max is just trying to get rid of the other
Okay.
as all this is going on.
When Marcus isn't playing around, dispatching the others is not very time consuming. It takes him maybe, 5 to 15 seconds to get a good smash on each other one. So with 3, you've got at most 45 seconds.
I need to step away for a moment. I'll be right back.
Okay. And so Marcus goes to town a little bit more focused and directed this time.
Yeah, I'll put some effort into it.
Okay. So then, crushing the 2 of the other 3 goes as it did for the first 4. Easy and no nonsense. And as he is prodding at the last one, it also appears to react to him trying to crush its head by, for whatever reason, mutating a hulking shoulder and pectoral profile. Its arms get wrapped in this dark reddish black muscle, and its teeth fall out, and very quickly after, sharp fang-like bones grow from its jaw, and it does not try to smash into the glass. Prepared for it this time, you can make a regular telekinetic armory attack on it, and that does hit and does damage. Marcus can see that is he still pummeling?
Oh yeah, he's trying to he's like, oh shit, this is actually doing something, and now he's like going for the legs, trying to break the legs so it can't run away.
Sweep the legs.
Basically, yeah.
It falls over, crashes hard into the ground, and then claws its way across and around the corner.
Okay, so we've got a walker and we've got a crawler, both of which have adapted to me punching them repeatedly in the head by getting massive upper bodies.
and you'd swear, looking upon the scene as it's left, past the little bits of very, very few bits of little bit of blood, that there are gouges from what must have been its claws in the floor.
Okay, so the other one got really nasty teeth. This one got really nasty claws. The next one's gonna have really nasty feet. That one I'm not looking forward to.
I just really feel like they all already have nasty feet. I don't think they've washed those feet in quite some time.
Yeah, but it's when they start, swinging them in your face and they've got like hooks at the end of them or whatever else, and it's just like, yeah,
I guess
no,
that's,
thank you.
yeah.
If
I
we
guess
could
that's
move
all.
away
That's all
from
a
the
different
feet.
kind.
Thank
That's
you.
all a different kind of nasty.
what,
Anyways,
what was that, Knox?
I'd like it if we could move away from the feet. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah,
fair.
that's fair. Yeah, let's do that. So that was one of the last three that got
Yeah.
triggered.
You
Great. 2 out of 8.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like those odds, but we got to go anyways. Unless anyone else has any more brilliant ideas other than just taking the airlock.
Not that I can think of immediately, no. So yes, I guess shall proceed.
Okay.
Also, does anyone else want to have a go at, trying to kill these things? I feel like they're adapting to me, and I don't want that to go too far.
None of the rest of us can shoot without destroying the glass.
Yeah, I know, but once we get through, I don't want to.
Yeah, we'll all be participating, if you will.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking for, basically. I don't want to be the only one, because then, I don't want to see what the fuck they things turn into.
We'll all be killing them together soon enough.
Yeah, that's the part I'm scared of, though.
Ain't nothing for it but to do it.
So,
Start cycling the airlock.
yes.
All right.
Well, I guess we have to open
back
our
down.
side, or however it's set up.
You do have to open it. It is not opening at request. It appears to be on security lockdown. Probably from the whole quarantining thing and the crashing thing. That is, however, something that you can either programmatically override or mechanically override.
I think a Maya would be our best resource here, though I guess I do have sneak, but
Yeah, sneak would also work.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say Archibald's sneak skill is related to technological.
Okay, fair enough.
But I think I know we have a Maya with the fix and the tech savviness.
I actually never went ahead and loaded up Roll20, so I'm going to do that now. I'm really sorry.
That's okay.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Because we do go through a lot of theater of the mind stuff.
Mhm.
Well, actually, no, I guess theater of the mind doesn't. I mean, you still roll in that. Never mind.
Yeah.
But it's been RP-ish.
Yeah. There's certainly been sessions where no rolls have been made at all.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know. Have we actually had a session with no rolls have been made? I know we've had some with very few rolls.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that I'm thinking
We've
of.
had at least one.
Okay.
Have we?
I can't tell if the tree above me is breaking off inside of my car, or on top of my car, or if somebody's throwing rocks at my One of the two.
Acorns?
It's like chunks of wood.
Weird.
A squirrel is very annoyed with its habitat right now. And it's adjusting it.
You need a sneak roll?
Fix
Fix.
probably, but
Yep.
Oh, fix. Okay.
probably either or. But I assume fix is. I think that's your higher one, right?
I do have the forte on.
Okay.
Damn, nice roll.
Yeah. Amaya, with her toolkit, can definitely get into the electronics and the physical mechanisms of this outer airlock. It does take some time, especially if you're wanting, especially because you're wanting to get in there with everything intact and the airlock fully functional. So she's at this for a good 10 minutes here. In the meantime, I assume you have somebody watching that window.
Very
Yeah.
intently, waiting for
All,
Jaws to come back and his buddy.
would be really weird if during all this time, all of us just decided to look away from the window.
Yeah, we're all just looking at our compads, you know, just seeing what's on the news.
It would be a proper horror movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that glass will save us. Let's all check our social media. And bemoan that none of us have signal. And I actually wasn't supposed to let you hit that last time because I forgot that there is cover, but that's fine. That same one that he tripped over and is dragging itself along the ground. Marcus sees it pop its head out around the floor and look back over at you, snarling.
Hey, no. If it stays long enough, I'll take a pot shot, but that's up to it.
It does. Go ahead.
Yay! Aww. Too busy pointing my finger and like, no. Wagging it.
You see the telekinetic force nudging it. It's almost like massaging its scalp, and a bit of flesh peels back from its skull. Its skull is now red, as are its teeth, as Marcus notices, and it pushes itself back behind the wall.
What do we know about red bones?
You need holy water to kill them, or else they'll just regenerate. Sorry, Pathfinder.
Oh, I was thinking more Ultima Online where it's demon bones, but that's kind of the same thing.
I was thinking Castlevania, which is also the same thing.
Well, I don't like the fact that every time I poke these things now, they seem to get weirder.
Seems best to focus fire them, I suppose. And make sure they go down quick.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think they just got like, I don't know, like adaptations all banked up because I ain't had no call to adapt.
Maybe. I mean, we're the first things it's probably seen in a long while.
Yeah, they changed that real quick, didn't they?
Yep. I mean, at first I thought it was like if it witnessed it as well, but like, 'cause it always seemed to be like the fourth one would, you know, get the Ujimi thing, the level up, you know?
Level up.
But I mean, it even got the level up without even doing anything.
Shit,
I'm sure it'll be fine. Nothing will ever go wrong, right?
yeah, we'll be fine. I don't see how this goes wrong.
Well,
We definitely don't jinx anything around here.
Amaya has gotten the first of the airlocks open, and if your intent is to preserve the atmosphere inside this hub, you're all going to need to squeeze in there so that she can close the outer door and begin working on the inner.
So however long that takes without any information on what's on the other side. So this is basically right next to the windows, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Fun.
If I were to draw you a little diagram here. Oops. There we go.
A diagram, huh? You expect someone to die?
Oh yes. This here is the door.
No, it's a diagram with a Y. And color me surprised.
Grown.
Indeed. That's actually a little bit. That's double sized there. Actually, I think it's like triple or quadruple size. It is for not to scale. It is for illustrative purposes only. But that's about
So-
what you could see of the other room.
So where did that guy peek out from? Was he like just on the other side of the airlock, or?
Nah, he was over here.
Okay, that's a little less concerning at least.
It doesn't have a token. How ominous.
Well, I'm sure there'll be a token for it.
I know your GM has been very lazy lately. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say that out in the open.
I dropped a picture for you into the image dump. Just go ahead and make that head into the token.
Unfortunately, I cannot. Copyrighted.
Oh, that's right, because you publish your game.
Yep. Yeah. I take some risks with the tokens that you guys make, but I don't really think that anybody will do anything.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Mine's a fake person, so it's fine.
Yes.
I'm a fake person as well.
Yeah.
I will strategically say nothing right here.
It's really hard to get any accessories on the fake people.
It's so hard. Yeah. I think some of the AI image generation stuff might be able to now, but
Can't remember, but I think mine's like actually an ad for a smart mask.
yeah, I think so. I think I remember that. So once you're inside the airlock, Amaya goes to work in this more cramped space, and it doesn't take quite as long. Maybe another 5 minutes here.
Oogie is going to be poised to dive and tackle if there is something waiting on the other side of the door.
Okay. Does Oogie want to dive through the door as soon as it's open enough for him to do so, or is he gonna wait until it's fully open?
Um,
Well, let
is
me
there
let me get to that part before I ask you that question. It's a little bit precognitive. That's asking you to predict. So as Amaya makes mechanical adjustments on this side of the airlock door, she's able to basically leave her metatool attached here. If you want to be able to open and close these doors in the future, otherwise it'll take you, let's say if you were being chased, it would take you a round to reattach. If she were to take it with her. But at this point, she has a button that she can use to open either door, and can announce that.
Or not.
Does Amaya make any comment one way or the other, Nox, or does she just open the door?
Gonna open the door and be like,
So a door's opening?
no, I think she's just gonna open it.
Okay.
I mean, we're all waiting for it anyways. It's not like we have anything else to do in here in this cramped quarters.
Right. Fair. So the door is opening, and peering through the gradually widening crack, Oogie does not see anything. Over the course of 6 agonizingly slow seconds, it peels open and then ka-chunks. Door is open.
All right. Oogie is going to step out in a combat stance, ready to intercept anything charging the airlock.
Okay. I'm gonna give this a scale of about a half meter for each of these squares here. That seems about right to me. I really draw my maps big, don't I?
I mean, scale it however.
Make sure that the rollers are right.
I'm not gonna worry about it. We are primarily using theater of the mind here. This is just for illustrative purposes on the... Yeah, my normal go-to is 2 meters per square.
Yeah.
Um,
Scale's hard, particularly when you're just drawing it out from blank.
yeah. I mean, if I were to draw this to scale, I would basically be using, like, this much space. Put a little airlock over here. Window. That's probably closer to scale. Maybe a little bit small. Who knows? Bye-bye. And through the back suit audio, the mic pickup, you can hear something scratching and scrabbling around that corner.
So, me and Oogie.
Then we can still bait it out.
I don't suppose you can make like a
charge
psychic
it?
wall, right?
Say what?
I don't
Not
suppose
yet.
what I've made them psychic, like kind of rub off
I
on them.
don't suppose you can make that. You can make a psychic wall. That's a no. It's tier 3
nah.
power.
Fire. Yeah.
No, sounds like a cool idea. I'll have to look into it though. Only more like a moving rather than a creating. More destruction than construction.
Or the. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, Max is just gonna buddy up with Oogie, be at
Okay.
his side.
Alright. Maya's over there too.
I'm gonna.
Moving
I guess
forward.
I'm just lining up a shot on that corner with my sniper rifle.
Yeah, who's gonna move closer to that side? Who's gonna peek around the wall?
If you can, just try to get out here, and I can try to shoot it while it jumps at you.
I mean, I'll take that risk. My vac suit's already compromised, and so that way, even if it gets another scratch or two, maybe the rest of y'all be okay.
Yeah, that's the part I'm not looking forward to. Is its claws,
Was that the claws one?
Oogie flashes a cocky grin. I've dealt with Camiego brawlers with teeth and nails worse than that thing.
Okay, you go first then.
Did the Jaws one go up the same way too?
Slight miscommunication in the description. They were both the Jaws ones.
Oh, okay. They just have claws. They have claws and jaws.
You noticed the claws because the one was dragging itself along the floor.
Yeah. Okay, so they're both basically the same. Regardless, I'm gonna still call the first one jaws and the second one claws.
That's fine. That gives them character.
But did that one go the same way?
They did,
this
yeah.
way? Okay.
Is there actually another way? Like, is
No.
there an opening on the other side?
Okay.
This is the
That's a
wall over
wall.
here.
Okay.
Okay.
There we go.
Good. That makes me feel a little more secure. Unless, of course, they start popping out of the vents. Are there any vents for them to pop out of?
And
There
when
are vents.
Oh, I hope so. Vent
That's where the
zombies
fun
are the
stuff comes.
best.
Yeah.
This is gonna be like alien zombies, isn't it?
I mean, you saw the one crawling, right? I mean, you're just getting prepared.
Or like, I guess like gene stealers? Yeah. Might be like gene stealers.
But anyway, yes, we shall proceed onwards.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting real gene stealer vibes here.
As Oogie comes around, he sees the very, very tip of a red claw around the edge of that wall. It is clearly waiting in ambush.
That or it severed one of its claws to act as a decoy. And it's really going to be right above you.
Oogie's gonna stomp loudly on the deck plating. Come out of here, you varmint! You ain't fooling no one.
The claw flexes and drags a furrow into the floor beneath it. It's now out of sight.
Just trying to figure out how intelligent are they,
Yeah, I think that's the worst part. Not only are they zombies, but they're smart zombies.
But there's varying degrees of smart, right?
They're smart enough to set up an ambush.
Yeah, but I mean, there's some dumb critters that ambush out of instinct. There's spiders smart enough to ambush.
Yeah, but I'm scared of spiders though. Those things are like, yeah.
Spiders are smart.
Right, but they'll still go for that rock that you throw at their web. I think. I don't know. I don't know anything about spiders really.
Anyway,
I ain't no spiderologist.
Yeah.
I ain't
I
no
didn't go to
Spider-Man.
I didn't go to school for spiderology. Look, y'all. I don't care how y'all do it. Y'all lure it out. I'll blow its head off.
Is Amaya staying back with Archibald?
Amaya's going to be closer to the front. Got a spear.
Coming
I
up
just
with
drew.
us.
I just drew Amaya's spear.
It's a hell of a spear.
All right. So
When somebody says spiderology, Oogie just kind of offhandedly remarks, arachnology.
Ah,
I don't think that's a word. That's okay though.
as Oogie moves up, Amaya by his side, I imagine.
Yeah.
Okay. Oogie and Amaya proceed up. Marcus hanging back at the ready. You do you see the curled claws of a zombie with, well, it seems that now its skin has peeled completely back from its skull, and its neck is just a mass of muscle holding jaws and skull in place with that viciously sharp, pointy grin. It has ejected its lower half completely. It just sits behind it in backsuit trousers, as the massively muscled upper body is also ripped through whatever vac suit it was wearing. The other one, also ripped through its upper vac suit, is just kind of hanging out over here. It still has its legs, but they are feeble and weak in comparison to its upper body. And they are both launching at you. You guys were not unprepared for this, so there's not going to be any surprise round. But I'm going to put up a turn order. And have you guys roll initiative.
You ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan.
I'm glad someone said it.
Yeah. I was just waiting for the moment.
Oh,
I should
man.
have.
I have never had a good initiative roll.
Oh, I guess I should roll my initiative, eh?
We can swap initiatives. It's fine.
I can't see past my cat. not dinner time, dang it. Actually, it almost is.
Almost.
Dinner time is break time, cat.
But I want it now.
Yeah. Of course you do.
And actually, I did roll them twice, and I did get that a 3 on that first one. Second one. Alright. Descending. Oh, wow. You still did not all beat them. What is...
Yeah, Oogie is as Oogie does.
the only way you can say that.
My philosophy is to make economical motions by letting the enemy come to me.
Well, you're going to succeed at that.
Mission accomplished. You're welcome.
So, Amaya has the initiative on this round. Can clearly make any adjustments, and because it's you, Marcus, you and Marcus up in the lead, I'll also allow, if you guys decide that you're wanting to pull back, for you to move Oogie along with you.
We're all in this together.
Is
I
your
don't know. We'll see how things go.
Yeah, is your intent to draw them out, or do you want to approach them?
That works better for me, but
Drawing them out is just the better plan. So, I forget. Is holding an action a thing here?
Yes.
And hold until somebody gets in range.
It is. It's a move action to activate hold, and then you can take a main action at any point you want, interrupting other actions at no penalty.
Great, and that's what I'm gonna do as soon as any infected get in range.
Okay.
I'm going to give them a reason not to.
All right. Archibald.
I'm holding my action to, blast with the sniper rifle.
And Marcus.
Marcus is going to move forward in front of Oogie.
Okay.
Actually, wait, no. Action, and I don't see him from this angle, do I?
You do not.
And you can't split up move actions in this, in which case, cancel all that.
Mm-hmm.
I need to learn how this works again. I'm just going to stand still
Okay.
and wait.
Are you basically holding your action like the others?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well,
Pirate squad.
Basically.
The torso only of these infected scrabbles forward, and it's actually half on this wall with one claw digging in and holding it up, and half on the floor as it pulls itself around to look at you. You are all in range for a melee attack. Well, not Marcus. Amaya and Oogie are both in range for a melee attack in this kind of downscaled scaling. According to my normal rules, if you wanted to make them.
Unless I should make my sniper shot first.
Yes, unless Archibald takes that shot first. Who wants to go first?
I guess, presumably, I should take the shot first, and then we'll go.
Yeah.
Because don't forget, there's another one that'll be coming at us anyways. So. And it just makes sense for me. It doesn't really make sense for me to hold my fire until I see how y'all do in melee.
Come on, Archibald, shoot its head off.
Sure,
Valiant effort.
Okay.
Not as much damage as I would like, but it's average. Oh, no, it's not average. It's below average.
Still alive?
Oh wow.
It's a nice chunk of damage.
Let me this is the one that I accidentally damaged with Marcus's TK, and I don't want to completely invalidate that. So let me.
It don't bother me.
Yeah, it shouldn't have hit. Its AC is 15. And
Yeah,
I
that's fine.
forgot that I did give it that cover. So with that, no, it does not kill it.
If you hadn't hit him anywhere else but the legs, which apparently they don't care about the legs anymore.
Nah. I just tripped it, a little trip.
It has enough upper body strength that it does not need those legs. It is now faster with claws in walls and floor.
And then I guess I'm going to be dealing, what is that, either 4 or 6 more shock.
Okay. Now I do need to roll its hit points. So we've done a total of 15 damage to it.
Like it.
Where are my hit points?
Considerable amount of damage.
How's that two
Wow.
attacks?
No,
Surely
it's
it has
one-
more. Surely it has more than
6
one
shock.
dice.
It's a base 1 die creature with bonuses.
with
Ah,
massive
ah.
constitution.
Which is at least +9.
At
So
least
9
plus
damage to
9.
kill it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I see.
I mean, it's because you can hit it in the head, and that's where it, absorbed all of its powers, all went to the head.
Huge tracts of land.
On an open field, Ned.
Maya's spear and the combined sniper round and spear assault puts it down. Who wants to take the credit for this kill?
I'm fine with letting Amaya take it. Like it's just like the sniper round just like hits a square in the chest, and Amaya, like while it's like staggers from that, I assume Amaya does spear things.
Okay.
Some
You want to describe
kick-ass
how that
mud
looks,
shit.
Knox?
It looks like shearing one of its arms off so that it can't continue moving.
Okay. Does she still also kill it though?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like stabbing the back afterwards, just like, yeah.
Yeah, because just shearing off one of its arms, it still has one arm, and it has no pain reflex. So.
Yep.
I'm imagining a really nice like spear twirl, like cuts off the arm, it flops onto the ground, and you stab it in the back while it's disarmed.
So, yeah.
Yeah, huh? Disarmed? Anyone?
All right, Nuki, you've seen this thing survive a sniper rifle round that. Well, you've seen one of these things. Looked like it survived a sniper rifle round that just slowed it down a little bit, right up until Amaya could disarm and destroy enough of its central nervous system in that spine there. And the other one is crouching down with claws into the floor, ready to spring at you.
Oogie's natural reaction to any kind of brawl is swagger. And so even though this crap makes him nervous as hell, he's not showing it. He puts himself in like his wrestler stance, and he's just kind of doing like a bring it flex in the direction of the Nox infected, preparing for it to dive at him so that he can do something nasty to it. So I'm going to hold my action as well.
Okay. It does launch straight at Oogie.
Now, I think that technically Marcus has got the
Yes,
button.
Okay, go ahead.
I can do my thing as well.
Oh, this would be really cool though if we just do just do 2 1-2s.
That is a successful hit.
Come on.
That's not going to destroy it. So let's see what Oogie's doing
It's all on you,
mechanically,
Oogie,
and then
all
we'll
on
build
you.
the narrative from that.
All right,
This would be
so-
really cool if you take it down.
We do have another setup with the one. This was 9 damage.
Come on.
So-
it's a
So
perfect
Oogie
layout.
is going to grab the thing midair, and he is going to drop and suplex this thing over his shoulder.
Okay. Roll it.
That's some Aikido shit.
All right, so we
Or is that
have.
Judo? I think Aikido's the one all about redirecting your opponent's force.
Yeah, judo doesn't really have any. It's got throws, but suplexes are not among
Yeah.
them.
Well, I was just thinking more about the whole concept of like taking your opponent's momentum and using it against them.
No, that is very judo.
Not necessarily.
I thought it was
suplex.
Tai Chi.
Oh,
That's
this.
not right.
Yeah,
It's not an attack roll.
Right.
There we are.
This shock damage goes.
Okay. That is not enough to hit it, but let's see if the shock damage is not.
Just yeah.
Wait,
I was
hang
gonna
on.
say,
Oh, yeah,
it
no.
had to roll 1, right?
Just not. It had to roll a 1, yeah.
Why couldn't it have been the other one?
So this infected.
We'll have it roll its attack first. Let's see if it hits Oogie, and that'll help you narrate what the
Sounds
actual
like a good idea.
what that looks like.
Yeah.
No. So we've got an infected leaping at Oogie, springing at him with powerfully corded muscles that weren't there, not 15 minutes ago. Marcus pummeling with telekinetic energy, Oogie suplexing, and it being ineffective. Well, does what's Oogie's AC?
13.
Okay, so Oogie does take the 2 shock damage. So both Oogie and it taking that little bit of shock damage. What happened here? What the heck was this?
Well, Oogie tried to throw it and Judo throw it into a suplex.
I think he was successful in that.
Yeah, I think what happens is more like he goes to throw it in a suplex, and its momentum is more than he expected, and they both just kind of go down in a heap.
It is a lot heavier than he expected, yeah. And where does Marcus's telekinetic pummeling come into this?
I think maybe it also helps offset the balance. It's like as they're going through the edge, kind of like punches it and like throws them a little bit off guard.
Okay, yeah, fantastic. I wouldn't normally, but just for the lulz. Oh, actually, you know what? Amaya will deal 6 shock damage to it, so there is no chance that this thing survives. It has 1 hit point left.
Unless we all decide that no, we don't want to fight it anymore. Let's just watch Oogie wrestle it.
Is he like,
Oh wait, no, Oogie still goes before it and would still kill it with shock damage.
Yeah.
So we could all just do that without any risk and just let Oogie get the wrestle it.
glory
I was
kill?
under the impression that there was a third infected on the initiative tracker.
There was not. I rolled 3 times, but that's because the second one I rolled for was from the same token, so it just re-rolled it.
Mm.
And then so I had to roll again for the second one to actually put it on the tracker. It was a mess of GMing.
Okay.
There are only
Anyway.
2.
I think we're not quite that laissez-faire about combat though, are we, y'all? Not
No.
when we're fighting
This is a
zombies.
zombie.
when it can like rip out your suit and do
If it was
shit
just like a
shake now,
dude,
just-
sure, whatever.
Yeah. I think that. Yeah. So I assume Amaya is the one that finishes it off.
Yeah, just gonna go ahead and give it a quick stab before it gets up on the floor.
Okay.
Oogie kips up. Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Was that what you intended to happen there, Oogie?
I mean, within within experimental tolerances.
I mean, looks like you've certainly done that before. Where'd you learn it?
I mean, Archie, back me up on this. Them rural fellas on Kamiego, they fight dirty. This really ain't got nothing.
Well, there's truth to that.
I'm pretty sure I got tetanus once from some guy's fingernails.
Oh.
Oh, that sounds unpleasant.
Oh.
Oh yeah, yeah. Some of them, they just like it, you might as well have dang rusty nails strapped to their fingers.
I imagine some of them do.
Oh, some of them absolutely do. Some of them you think they do. Well, that's just a nasty nail.
Like I bet all y'all have got like the internal air filtering on inside your vac suits. I could turn it off and I'd be like, smells like home.
Well, I don't know if I agree with that. I can't imagine this place smells good. Kamiego had a lot of fresh air.
Well, just just in my own personal brand, my.
Will you
Like-
smell?
I mean, yeah, some of the bars
odor?
can get
Been
pretty
inside
rank.
of a vac suit for the last 12 hours. Yes, I'm a little bit fragrant.
You hear over the vac comms, oh my god, guys, I can hear you. Please turn off the internal comms.
Why? Don't you want to know about Oogie's odor? It's gonna become its
No!
own brand.
Oh dear, at this point.
And Oda Oogie just sounds wrong.
Oda Oogie. I don't know. That's got a nice flow to it.
Write that down. Write that down. We can market that.
Fairbanks is laughing. It does kinda. You guys okay? It sounded like there was some commotion.
Yeah, we're all good. We
live.
got some fresh unquote air down here, but you got some original zombies. It seems like.
Speaking of which, Oogie's gonna break out his survey scanner and start collecting samples.
And that's the sound it makes when he collects samples. Okay, maybe only I heard that.
I heard that. It's like,
I heard
it was like a moist butt against a glass chair.
I thought it just sounded like something squeaking, but that's...
Nah. They need to know what it was.
Alright.
Door to the van.
Right, like a hinge squeaking.
Right.
So I should warn you, I had a character in a previous game where half of my shtick was literally just being gross.
I am glad that's
Oh.
not Oogie.
What was the other half?
Being pedantic.
Wow.
So also gross.
Yeah, gross and gross.
It was an eldritch abomination who was also a university professor.
Actually,
Actually, sir, you'll find. Yeah, no. Well, let's carry on forward.
Yeah. So Oogie is
Carrion.
collecting samples from the zombie. Which one? Or is he just getting both?
I am going to get one sample from one of the torso monsters and one sample from one of the unmutated originals.
Okay.
I guess here's a question: how many samples can we take?
That's a good question. Let me
I guess
change
it
the
may
music
be
here
more
a
a matter of
second.
time, right? Unless, well, I don't know, because I guess
It's
the
just
analysis. But
information.
you want an actual. Well, I'm gonna say you may actually want actual like originals, like the actual original samples for something, for like an actual lab,
Right.
rather than just the data that you collect in the field.
Yeah.
I'd like
But
natural
I don't-
rocks.
I don't know what sort of sample vial amount that we bring. I'm assuming working for Jai, we at least have a couple that we bring with us. But
I mean, I've been taking files along with me, but I don't know if they're all used up at this point. That is up to.
So the survey scanner says samples of up to 1 cubic centimeter in size. I think everything you've done so far would fit into one of those individually. It's just a matter of how many of those is reasonable for the survey scanner being a 1 encumbrance item? Yes, 1 encumbrance item. I don't think you're at that limit yet. However, nah. I don't see any further. I don't see too much more sample collecting, such that there'd be any real value in putting a limit on that. So you're fine.
Okay. Well, I was just saying, like the more samples, technically, the better. If you just collect more from every single zombie that we killed.
Okay,
But
that's
that-
not a bad thinking. If you want to take that route, then we'll just use a resource die. Any new sample you get, I will allow. No problem with that. But
Yeah.
if you want to start collecting
Okay.
duplicates, then we'll use a resource die on that.
What exactly was a resource die again?
Oh, resource die is basically I set a target and the resource die, whatever it starts at, if you roll higher than that target or equal to or higher than that target,
Right.
then there's
that resource.
well
No?
yeah, then everything's fine. You haven't hit any thresholds. If you roll lower than the target, then the die decreases by 1.
Gotcha. How
So put us
about
on-
how about we just decide once we clear this place whether we want to collect extra samples, and then we'll go from there.
That would work too. That actually would probably
moving through like his first time, because it does take time to collect samples too.
Mhm.
Also,
It'd probably
ID
be better
tags.
to do one of each.
Do we get 8 more ID tags?
Yes, you do.
I'll keep that.
And these are the kinds of ID tags that have not been corroded by acid. These are the best kind, clearly identifiable, and appear to come with key cards.
Ooh.
The only thing that you'll need to contend with as far as barring your entry into anything are whatever safety lockdowns were initiated as, zombies reached the control hub and as the station was deorbited. And as you've seen by Amaya's work, that just takes some time.
So I'm on skill. Cool,
Right.
give credit.
But I mean, Amaya's got the skill. That's why it only takes time.
Yeah. If you didn't have Amaya to do it for you, you'd probably be needing to shape some charges and blow the doors down.
I only meant to blow the bloody doors off.
I'm going to go ahead and remove this map, so I'm going to put you guys back over here real quick.
Hey.
On the road again? No, never mind. We're not on the road.
You're not on the road.
Back to the lockpicking lawyer.
Also, let's go ahead and put yourselves in a kind of movement order. It doesn't have to be a strict single file, just what is the most likely organization of your party as you move forward? Forward being upwards.
Amaya's hanging around near the front.
Okay.
Yeah, I reckon Archibald will hold the back.
And
Are we just gonna
Wilson.
do-
Max is gonna stand next to Oogie.
So 3 abreast and then 1.
Oogie has poor survival. I mean, he's got good survival skills, but poor survival instincts, it seems.
You just saw him suplex a zombie. A torso monster zombie. So, as previously mentioned, this station is the hub center. Control hub? Yeah, the control hub is a station in itself. You know that you're going to run into more zombies throughout. There were certainly people that were holding up here while the Nox turned to quarantine shit around them. But aside from the zombies, and aside from the few doors that have safety lockdowns, you have the general run of the place. And the only time that you're going to truly be threatened in combat, because of the speed of the slow zombies, is when they mutate. So, with everything that you do, I'm going to basically say, okay, that's going to be about 8 zombies worth of actions, or 5 zombies worth of actions. The mechanic for the tough zombies is every time you're inflicting trauma on one of these zombies, they get a d6. If they roll a 6, they turn. Well, mutate.
Now, that just doesn't sound exciting or fun. That sounds very dangerous.
So, it hopefully it creates a little bit of tension for you in deciding just how much you want to do here.
How much do we want to supercharge these zombies?
And how are you going to get yourselves to the central area, the actual data servers for the control hub?
Very carefully.
Okay. Carefully sounds like it takes time.
Oh, damn.
Sorry.
I've been had.
Oh no, my plan.
I'm just gonna leave the turn order up. I'll clear everyone off it, but I'm leaving it up for now.
I'm not super worried about the time because each of these zombies takes effectively 2 hits to kill.
And well, we don't have the atmosphere consideration. I don't know how long we'll actually be spending in here. I don't know what the food situation is or anything, but
Oh, I was gonna figure we could seal it up to fix or replace that suit. And then while that's happening,
Yeah.
I think you need a workshop to fix the suit, right?
Do you want to try and find a workshop?
There might be a workshop here, yeah.
Keep in mind, none of this is purely blind on your part. You do have design schematics, so if you say that you want to try and find a workshop, I'm happy to say, okay, you think that this room is probably a workshop, or this room is labeled as a workshop. It just takes, this long to get to it.
we don't have any spare suits at all, right?
You don't have any spare suits at all.
I really need a silent sniper rifle.
Talk to Spectre Star Technologies.
Probably. What's the Lancer? Is that silent? Probably not, right?
The Lancer.
It might have. That was the your laser sniper rifle. I didn't have the money for it yet, though.
Oh. Oh, right. No, that's also oddly enough, to comply with the Galactic Mandate weapon requirements, it's not silent.
Yeah. But I mean, surely it only does it have to be louder as a sniper because its function as a sniper rifle? Eh?
It just has to it just has to meet a certain decibel on discharge.
Yeah.
It's loud enough that it doesn't actually damage eardrums when fired right near, but is of such, the requirements are that it be of such a tone that it can be heard a certain distance away, decibelage and all that.
Yeah. But so presumably like a really long shot with it though might be inaudible at the range.
Yeah.
But anyway,
and the sound can be anything you want. So you can just make your rifle be a dog barking.
No.
I think it has to be clear that it's just like a energy discharge or something. I'm guessing.
Yeah, Galactic Mandate has very specific requirements for energy weapon discharge sound. These can be modded, obviously, but then you have to have somebody that's capable of modding it without disturbing the delicate internals and computings.
Yeah, so that'll definitely be a goal later on, but
Pull the trigger. What does the fox say? Pull the trigger again. Ring ding ding a ding a ding a ding.
What were you saying, Nox?
I was saying a few. The other mag are silent. Because I think they just fire a magnetized piece of metal
No,
So it
I've
wasn't
actually
like a gunpowder explosion.
looked that
it's
up.
supersonic. Yeah, I mean they're supersonic rounds.
Mag weaponry is actually quite loud.
Okay.
Yeah.
Void carbines are probably the quietest because those are specifically subsonic, but that's still a gun firing.
Mm-hmm. And just like cars, muscle cars, there's sound added to those shots. Well, just like the engines of muscle cars, from when heard from inside.
Actually, I guess technically void carbines aren't. It doesn't say they're subsonic, but I assume they are.
There's some weird technobabble that allows them to not damage ship internals while still piercing power armor.
Yeah.
I prefer not to talk about
Question
void
it.
carbines.
Yeah, let's not question how they work. They just do. They're designed to fulfill a role, and how they do it is anybody's guess.
So, is that what you want to do? Do you want to try and find a workshop to repair Oogie's mod?
What do we have for a timer on Oogie's mod right now?
I mean, he had a day before we got into here, right?
Yeah, he's got a day since it tore, and it tore at some point in the 2.5 hours for you getting here. So if you take the most conservative estimate, you've got 21.5 hours.
Which is not counting down while we're in here because we're not exposed to the atmosphere, right?
Actually, that's true. That's true. Yes.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons I was saying, hey, don't break the window.
Yeah, that makes sense. So actually,
that pauses this timer.
Your concerns on Oogie's mod are. I didn't even think about that. You're right. That is the primary reason that you wanted to enter quietly alongside samples. So yeah, Oogie's mod is not a time concern for you.
I'll be fine. Not a high priority at the moment.
We're right at 1 o'clock. Do you guys want to take our break now and give some thought out into how you want to approach this hub, which is mechanically basically just a game of declaring what you want to do and me telling you about how many zombies that will be.
And I guess presumably how we want to approach said zombies. Like I'm assuming like I could take out a couple with like execution attacks. Like that would at least rule them out because I don't know. None of the ones that have been quote unquote killed that have been taken out of commission by Marcus, none of them turned, right? Like I'm wondering if you alpha strike them, basically, is there any chance of them mutating after their head gets blown off?
That's certainly something you can approach a group and experiment with.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna feed my cats. I'm all for taking the break now.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take our break. And we'll come back at 1:15.
Okay.
Put us back into Roll20. And so, you've had 15 minutes to ponder how you want to approach this on the mechanical side, numbers game. On the narrative side, a small station's worth of rooms and zombified personnel on your approach to where you hope to find blueprint data. One thing that you can probably assume is it may not just be in the central hub, or the very centermost of it.
That's where I'd put the servers.
These are blueprints that you're looking for, things that are stored, not necessarily needing to be connected to every computer all the time.
Yeah.
And it's not just blueprints. I should clarify that. It's not just like you can go and get a printout of how they design their ships. The same kind of blueprints that any engineer would take out while they're building it. What what Raza is looking for are the commentated blueprints, the iterative stuff, everything that went into creating that actual schematic. So it's the I'm sure there's a cooking analogy here. Tulare, take it
I
away.
could probably help you with not just on the cooking analogy, but on the engineering analogy. We are looking not just for the final design blueprint, but also for the work instructions that convey the methodology necessary to implement them.
Yes, yeah. I'm disappointed that wasn't the cooking analogy, but I'll take it. I want you to work on that. Come back when you find one. So yeah.
We're looking for the recipe, not just a list of ingredients.
Yeah, that's a good one.
There you go, cooking analogy.
Perfect. And yeah, that the recipe or the actual implementation instructions wouldn't necessarily be on a server that's connected outward. It would be in a more secured storage.
I guess basically we just need to go through those and mark down or go through the blueprints or layout schematics that we have and mark down the most likely candidates and just try to design a loop around those. Kind of like how we did for the scrap piles.
Really similar, yeah.
Find the engineering director's office.
Okay, that's clearly labeled. And from where you're at, it's gonna take a little bit of a path. You've got at least one hallway. Well, yeah, let me type this out so that I'm not forgetting it after I've typed it. Why is it so small? Can't be that small.
That's what she said.
Well, it can be.
And then what he said is, I made it bigger. These directions, these instructions are going to be from this this opening towards the arm. All of them will be. So we'll just have to make do with figuring out what that means if you're somewhere else when you take it.
I mean, how many zombies have we seen as we've been going through this place?
Well,
Like, are they always in like clumps, or are they like solo stragglers?
you've only been in this one part of it so far, but here they were clumped.
Okay.
We didn't get much in the way of swarming from our combat, right?
Yeah. The swarm was mainly, the floor is lava.
Mm-hmm.
So I was asking if...
Was that all the people trying to get into the central area?
Probably. All the ones locked out.
The floor is lava for, again, from Yaukin's context. It seems more like it was that the arm that you were walking along, the arm of the Nox Hab capsules, basically, landed on another one, and it's those people from the other one, or maybe even people from this arm that just got crushed by other structural components that were under that floor.
Okay.
And then the weight of the whole structure that you were walking through has prevented them from truly being able to surface. So your path to the engineering director's office is going to take you along a long hallway, past a secured door, through a secured door, and 2 more hallways, each of which would be separated by doors to which you have pass cards, and then finally the office door. And if you encounter the engineering director along the way, or somebody of higher authority, then you will have access to that door. Otherwise, you'll have to break into it. Is
I'm
that
pretty confident we could do.
a route you want to take?
As good a route as it wasn't like hugely out of the way, right? I mean, it's still a bit of a trek, but not like bypassing any other number of likely candidates. Which
No, it doesn't really seem like it's bypassing any number of other candidates.
okay, that's fine with me as a starting point.
Yeah.
Unless anyone's opposed.
No.
Position here.
So as you mark your way along the map towards that, you open the door to the next hallway that you'll have to pass through, and there is a clump of zombies out there that are just kind of milling. They're not swarming. They're just milling, standing there, swaying just a little bit, with the ever so faint, occasional pitiful moan.
Someone else want to check these ones out?
Are we sure that they're actually hostile?
I mean, do you want to go say hello to them?
I'm
Pretty sure.
curious, but maybe not suicidally so.
I mean, unless you want to try and, I don't know, kidnap one of them, take it back with us, feed it, and see how it gets on. And I'm liking our current way of dealing with them.
All right. Well, the violent plan it is then.
Glad we could agree. Everyone ready?
I can be convinced to do a murder.
Does it really take much convincing for these? Or does we have to kind of like convince you not to?
I didn't say that it would be difficult to convince me to do a murder. I just said that I could be convinced.
Yeah.
All right. As you enter this hallway, approach one of these zombies, the sound of your vac suit boots clanking against the station floor does attract some attention, and these hungry, moaning zombies do start turning towards you. Kind of a ripple effect, a very slow ripple effect of the nearest one to you turns and moans, and then you're already upon it before the next one farther back has turned to look at you.
Actually, this reminds me. Did we confirm? Did they only do the mutation as in reaction to basically trauma?
I don't believe that information is known to your characters at this time.
Okay. Well, scientifically thinking. What if you just lure them? If if they only transform if you damage them, then it's like, hey, you could just kind of like lure these guys into a closet. Eh? And want to try it? Or will it be traumatic enough for them to not be able to reach their target, and that triggers them?
That's something you could certainly experiment on.
Well, that's Archibald's proposal.
Amaya is literally 2 meters away from this this zombie that's kind of looking yearningly at her.
With hungry eyes.
Such hungry eyes, very thirsty eyes too. You know.
Yeah.
Don't look at me like I'm a piece of meat. Hey, we are going to do the science, though. I'll give it a few testing pokes
Look.
with the back of the laser spear.
Look, if this works, you can give Archibald a PhD. Wait, no, don't poke it with the laser spear.
I said poke it with the back of the laser spear.
Oh, okay.
The blunt, not stabby point of the laser spear.
Because they're like real shambly, right?
Oh, they're real shambly. They're not even worth rolling attacks against.
Okay.
Like if you were surrounded by 5, 6 of them, maybe even 4 of them, then I certainly would break out the combat. But with you being, or if they've surprised you, but with you being, fully aware of them, they only move at 5 meters when they're trying to move.
Gotcha. So the main problem would be is if like you're trying to get away from it, you run into some others and you're surrounded.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of,
You may have
things,
you may have gone out of range because I heard you say speaking of, and
I didn't, but
Hmm.
it still cut out.
it's still cut out, yes.
Anyways, yeah, I guess we don't have any clear place to actually try what I'm talking about. And I don't think we want to wander around new areas and just find more zombies to run into, right? So maybe we should just put these ones down violently, and next time we arrange a room, because basically what we need is like a side room that's large enough to actually like get around them and go back out the other door, or a room that has two doors, a door, another exit.
Okay.
Right?
Sure, but there's no harm in figuring it out now while we have this controlled environment.
Are
Sure.
there any other side rooms here that we could use as zombie containment?
There are definitely side rooms here. There are no windows into these other side rooms. This appears to be a hallway that is flanked on either side by doors going into what are probably personal quarters or offices,
Which could also, in theory, contain more zombies.
which could also, in theory, contain more zombies.
Right. That's why I was saying it would probably be better if we had like a cleared room already prepared.
I mean, or we could just pull the door shut.
What that's in the room?
No, just
Which door are we shutting? Oh, you're talking about the hallway.
yeah. I mean, if we open the door and there's zombies in there, we just shut the door again.
Oh,
Unless-
yeah, sure.
Opening a door is enough of a stimulus to make one transform.
Could be.
We don't know. We haven't tested it.
That's what we call the scientific method. Oogie's gonna open up the nearest door, take a peek inside.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
There are 2 shambling zombies inside there. They are
Two
standing.
shambling zombies.
Two of these shambling slow zombies. They are both standing beside a bed that, well, hasn't deteriorated much. Actually, no, there is atmosphere here. Yeah. A bed that has started to show signs of deterioration just over the past few months. And you see belongings strewn about as if this entire control hub crashed onto a planet. They look over at you and start shuffling towards Oogie.
Oogie's gonna shut the door and back away.
Okay.
Two
All according to
zombies.
plan.
2 zombies in there.
While Oogie is doing this, what is Amaya doing with the zombie that is in front of her?
I've already given it the curious poke.
I'm
I'm not going back on that.
Okay. Yeah. The curious poke nudges it back a little bit off balance and stops it in its tracks for half a second, and then it with renewed vigor starts shuffling towards Amaya again. The poke did not provoke a transformation.
Poke.
Does she
See.
continue poking at it?
Usually it is. You need to poke 4 of them, then it's on the 4th one they'll do it.
Why not just poke the one 4 times as many times?
I
Okay.
wonder if that'd work.
So is Amaya just basically gonna kind of keep prodding and poking this one as she maintains distance from it?
Yeah, so backing up every couple pokes.
Okay. Is Amaya trying to do anything other than harass this thing? Is she trying to? Let me rephrase that. Is she trying specifically to not kill it?
After a few times, if nothing happens, Amaya will get a little bit more brazen and just trip it up so it can fall over onto the ground.
Okay.
Some would say where it belongs.
It cracks its head on the ground.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
And it stirs.
I barely touched it, I swear.
I swear I found it like that.
It stirs. Its arm kind of waggling or waving along the ground futilely before it finally stops.
Maya, we weren't trying to kill them.
You said that violence was fine, and I didn't even violence. It basically killed itself.
I'm sure it's fine.
Don't worry, there's 7 more in this hallway.
Exactly. We can do this 3 more times at least.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 zombies. I guess. Well, let's just keep. Let's just keep checking doors. They've shown no sign of being smart enough to open doors, right? No.
They don't seem able to. They trying to open the doors without a key card has proven fruitless. I should have narrated this when Oogie was doing it. Oogie actually had to use key cards to open that door.
Okay. So yeah, I think I guess we might as well just be shuffling around here and checking to see if there's any likely rooms to stuff them in.
Yeah. You had a security supervisor key card, or at least a shift security supervisor key card, and that's what's allowing you to open these local doors here.
Oh yeah, I guess we also need see if there's any higher ranking looking dead people, because we want to get their access cards for their dog tag access card things.
Okay.
So either we kill them all and just take all the tags, or we see if there's any identifying features too.
I mean, anybody here capable of pickpocketing a zombie?
I definitely do not want to try, but I can try and take something out of its pocket. That's not a problem.
That's what
Just probably
pickpocketing
wanted
is.
to know.
I mean, are they wearing their key cards badges on their clipped to the front of their clothes or anything like that on a lanyard?
Some of them are, yeah.
Because we wanted to collect it. Did we actually have a bounty for those?
Mm-hmm.
I think that was okay.
Yeah, it's a small change.
It's 5 credits per card.
Oh.
I mean, it's just kind of a nice to do.
Yeah. The main emphasis there is that
I'm not worried about that part then.
the main thrust for Guy Kilson there was that he could then, give some closure to the families.
Oh yeah, I mean that'd be nice, but they're not really paying that much.
Indeed, he is.
Okay.
And Nox, you were saying something in there?
Let's face it, if they're on the station when it landed on the planet. Sorry, it's just. I'm just. There's your closure, if you ask me, but.
Nox, did you have something you were saying there?
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay, I thought I heard you interject there.
Nope.
So, you're in a hallway with 7 zombies, 4 of which are shuffling their way towards Amaya and Oogie. Oogie is in front of a door, behind which are 2 zombies that he can hear softly pawing at the door now.
Pawing at me softly.
And you've got 3 other zombies at the far end of this hallway that have turned towards you, but have not begun moving yet.
And how many other doors were there in this hallway?
There's a good, let's say, dozen.
Okay, but it seemed like it was personal quarters, so probably not like a barracks or no larger rooms, most likely.
It definitely seemed like this was personal quarters. Yeah,
Okay,
that room that
so I don't
Oogie
think we're
opened
gonna-
up did not look like it was an exception. It looked like just regular quarters, so,
Okay.
it wasn't the captain's quarters.
Right. So the only way I see likely the whole storage zombie plan working is we just kind of try to shove them into a room rather than having them follow us into a room. If we're gonna do that, otherwise, aside from that plan, and y'all take that where you want, Archibald's gonna focus on seeing if any of these zombies in particular are higher authority figures to get their access cards. For their IDs.
Okay.
Oogie's rummaging through his pack, and he comes up with a package of self-heating MREs. Maybe we can lure him into one of the rooms.
I mean,
It's not actually a
you
bad
think we'll
idea.
just take it?
I might.
I mean, I'm giving it a try here.
How much
So-
it cost us a ration?
But yeah, it costs us a ration, whatever. So what Oogie's going to do is he's going to heat up the MREs, and he's just going to pull out a little scoop of it, and he's going to fling it on the ground near that group of 4 that's shuffling towards us right now.
Okay. One moment, please, while the GM processes.
Yeah. Zombies like rations?
Do zombies like rations?
Or
I
do
do.
they
Maybe if they
need...
put the rock in one of the zombies, the other
How
3
would-
will be
how would-
pleased not to tear anyone apart.
This one's Franken beans.
You were very muffled there, Nox.
Tried. I did my best.
Actually, I've got instant panels.
High or low?
You're asking
Yeah.
me?
Low.
Anybody, whoever says high or low first.
Low.
Whoever's
low.
tossing. Oh, okay. Uh-oh.
The zombies are momentarily distracted by the spatter of warm food on the cold steel, metal floor, and then turn their eyes back towards Amaya and Oogie.
And you hear faintly escaping their lips, brain. Oh, yeah, we got those kind. Just, I think they like their food with a little more giddy up in it, which is weird because they're really bad at it.
They are really bad at it. what you described earlier about trying to find the engineer sounds like a bounty hunter thing to me.
I think so. Oh yeah, did I ever update my text? I did not.
Oh hey, how did you feel about that modification?
Yeah, I meant to respond to you. I pulled it up and yeah, I think that's good. I like I do really like, like re-roll after I do like re-rolls.
Yeah, they're pretty good, and
It's a
in
it's a little more
Foci,
exciting than extra dice.
they really are. And in Foci, they're not stepping on an expert's toes as long as they're very, tightly bound. Well, not very tightly bound, but tightly bound into the theme.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and replace level 2 of it with that. And why don't you put the text of the Bounty Hunter focus back on screen so I can read it real quick. Okay.
That should be.
So this would be more the level 2. You don't really have any information.
About individuals.
Yeah. But you are effectively pursuing, investigating leads in pursuit of a target, the engineer, the chief engineer. So go ahead and give us a, I think, wisdom notice check for Archibald.
Sure. Probably not good enough.
That is not going to make it. But before you do any kind of reroll, I think it would be helpful if Oogie were to describe the contents of the room that he opened. So, what kind of skill would you want Oogie to use, Tulare, for accurately relaying what he saw there? If that's something you want to do.
I'm trying to understand the thrust of this.
So right now, we've kind of gotten to a metamechanical level where Archibald is trying to assess from the information available if any of these rooms would most likely be the chief engineer's room, and find which one it is. And Oogie giving some description of what he saw in there would help Archibald discern if this is the corridor that has that level of staff, or if or hallway, or if your target is deeper within.
Yeah, this is going to be one of Oogie's worst kinds of rolls, which is going to be wisdom notice.
Okay.
Or no, but you just had Archie make a wisdom notice. If I'm trying to help,
you're trying to help. Yeah. Else. Yeah. Do if you can.
Let me just describe the room. Talk it at me.
I mean, Dexter wants a skill check though.
I mean, yeah, talk. Yeah. I mean, I'll talk skill check.
Oh, I see.
Basically, being able to clearly communicate the description of the room.
Oogie likes telling stories.
I've got this. This is going to be wisdom trade.
You're going to trade it at me, okay?
As Oogie makes a spot assessment of the value of the belongings that he observed. He's basically making an appraisal.
Okay. I can go with that.
I do like that.
One of the zombies has a Gucci bag.
Is that pre-tech?
The accoutrements of that room are not just common. They're not quite captain's quarters or chief of station's quarters, but these definitely all are not just your run-of-the-mill random workers or administrators working in this area.
Possibly senior staff.
I'm going to give you.
I can even comment further on this.
I'm going to give you the floor. Yep.
Because Lily Grace described the living conditions of the rank and file, as super cramped and shitty.
Mm-hmm.
There's only 2 people in there.
Yeah, I mean, there was only 2 people in there, and it looked like they had more room than it would take to sleep and crap. So, I mean, these folks was better off than most of the folks on the Nox.
Yeah.
How extravagant. More room than needed to sleep and crap. How eloquently put, Oogie. All right, so yeah, I guess go ahead and use that reroll.
Yep. A 7 is not going to make it. But you
Okay.
do have a +1.
Oh, whoops, I read that. Oh, yeah.
Don't add the plus, please.
Yeah, I know. I'm adding the 1, but I'm not adding the +1. Well, you know, it is what it is. Same dice.
Oh my God.
I tried my best.
You did.
I tried to abuse my newfound power of feeling like an expert for a day.
So
We're gonna have to open up a bunch of rooms, but we know we're possibly in the right place.
a 6 is the this is not a pass or fail. This is it's probably in this corridor somewhere.
Let's just check all the rooms.
Or not even probably. Yeah, it's definitely in this corridor somewhere. So you have to check all the rooms now.
I mean, it's just not enough information to go off of, and it seems likely. I mean, like you said, they got more room than they need to sleep and crap.
So what's going on with those now 7 zombies that have taken an interest in Oogie and Amaya? What are you doing with those?
So I think you just shove them in just open a door, see if it's the right room, shove them in there. Assuming that we can safely shove them. I mean, obviously Amaya was able to trip one up at least.
See if it's the right room is problematic, though. We're probably going to need to search the individual rooms.
I mean, we have the room that we just opened.
But we don't know. That could have been the chief engineer's room.
Okay.
Yeah, that room was closed again because it had 2 zombies in it.
Or, I mean,
how long would it take to get rid of those 2 zombies?
Here's the thing. We don't necessarily need to find the chief engineer's room. That was just basically trying to think ahead on getting into the office. He's probably not gonna have the blueprints in his room itself, so we're going for his office space basically. That's whether we think it's worth going through all the rooms for that benefit, right? Which I'm not sure it is, especially if we've got more than 2 zombies to deal. Because you're right. If we shove the zombies in there, we're not searching the rooms with any reliability. But I think that's fine. I think we just get through the zombies and we'll deal with the security issue later.
Okay.
What do y'all think?
Yeah, I think we just go for it, really.
I really liked the plan of getting the chief engineer's key card.
I mean, do you want me to try and...
We can just murder the zombies one at a time. There are 4 of us.
If you want.
Yeah, coordinated.
Do we see the key card again? Or is it like hidden away?
You can see the key card on some of them. Some have them in their pockets. Others have them hanging from a belt loop. Well, vac suit loop. Or actually, oh wait, no, these aren't in vac suits. Sorry.
I was gonna say, yeah, would they have been in vac suits? They're in the central hub.
Mm-hmm.
Look, do you want me to try and grab one of them and try and open the doors?
You've got key cards to open these doors. Opening these doors isn't the problem.
It's just opening higher security doors later on.
Oh yeah, because I guess there's not an easy way for us to tell, like, oh, this one's high security.
Unless, I mean, do any of them just say high security? Maybe we just didn't ask the right question.
Yeah, this one's security, this one's super security, this one's high security.
There are markings. on the key cards, but they're they're not so obvious that you should have noticed them already.
Yeah,
Oogie.
yeah. I don't think that's actually a thing that you would really do in real life, because that just makes them easier targets.
That's fair. That's fair.
Oogie nudges Marcus and says, "The lock on the door to your chair is high security."
Damn right it is. No, anyone can just sit on that magnificent thing.
Oh, that chair. That was a thinker.
All right. So what's the plan here?
Are we just gonna kill the zombies, or are we gonna try getting past the zombies?
I mean, I already tried distracting the zombies.
Yeah.
And my vote is for ransacking these rooms for a key card. But if y'all want to do something else,
Okay. Well, I'm cool with it. I feel like that plan too. It's just we're gonna have to kill the zombies, I think, to do it.
I
Which
think
we can
so.
do. I guess the question is, does it just defeat the whole transformation thing if we just kill them fast, or is it like if I'm assuming they'll actually be able to transform even if we would normally kill them, right?
Let me get that just a second. Nox was trying to ask a question also in there.
I was asking the same thing.
Okay, you were asking the same thing. The transformation seemed fairly quick. Nox, go ahead and have, let's see, anyone that has an active combat skill, an actual combat skill, go ahead and roll me that combat skill with wisdom.
Okay.
I'll do it. Because really, based on my question, is this coordinated? Does us just all doing coordinated strikes on the same one negate, or potentially bypass them mutating on us? Is the reason I'm asking. Because I know someone proposed that. I just want to make sure that that's actually something that would actually work. In which case, it's just a matter of time to wipe these out without risking the transformation, presumably.
Oh, it's the trifecta. We've got all of the weaponry wisdom here.
You do.
I just subtracted my dex for fucking.
Okay, I see
you don't
what you
want to
did.
change from you didn't want to change it from Dex. That's fair. I still have mine asking me.
So based on what you saw with the other two transformations, there's an amount of overgrowth that occurs in these transformations. It is a very, very rapid, stupidly rapid cellular growth, resulting in that muscle mass, and it doesn't really seem terribly effective chopping them down during that phase of its mutation. Okay. You're noticing that
it's almost like I say, it's almost like a whole new creature's just taking their place.
It's like a whole new creature's taking their place, and you also notice that your killing blows are also being met with that overgrowth, but to a point that seems to strain it beyond its ability to continue. You're not actually so much killing these things or bodily destroying them as much as you're overtaxing its ability to continue to mutate or to hold
stressing it out too much. Well, at least we have a solid idea of how to dispatch of them now.
I guess either way, it's still better for us all to focus fire.
Indeed.
Even if it doesn't prevent the transformation, because then it's still only one that we're dealing with at a time.
Yeah.
So, I think we still go through the plan, just one at a time, striking the same zombie.
Okay. You can...
If we can plan it out like that, and I know this is a very gamey thing, but my attacks are the most... How do I say this? They're the most consistent. They deal 6 damage even when they miss. So I will go last if we can just determine initiative, since these guys are moving so slowly.
Oh, yeah.
So the way I would handle this is somebody kills the moaning zombie. That's not even an issue. We don't even need to worry about initiative for that. At the point a transformation is triggered, I would then roll initiative to see if its transformation was faster than your reactions to its transformation, even though you're right there. And with
Right, whether it gets a chance to swipe at us, basically.
exactly with you being
Because that's
4
the
against
risk.
its 1, you've got real good odds of being able to take it down before it can.
But we're
Okay.
still having but it'll still, there is a chance based off of initiative that if it transforms, that it might be able to actually get a swipe in.
Mhm.
That seems reasonable to me. There's still an element of risk without
And if you want
it's
to
a
just
small chance, but it's a chance.
if you want to just do that with each of the zombies in this hallway, I can certainly just move this along by rolling all of their transformation chances right now.
I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
And
Because
none
if
of them.
we,
Was it on a 1 or a 6?
It's on a 6. It wouldn't have
Okay.
mattered for that roll, but
Yeah, I know, yeah, but that was like I couldn't remember which one it was. Wow.
as long as we're talking in like the pure game space, even if the zombie rolls higher than us in initiative, me and Oogie both have fucking melee weapon chops. So we can just say, snap attack. It doesn't matter if I actually hit because we deal guaranteed 7 damage together.
Yeah, but 7 damage is not enough to kill him.
Yeah, but I can do the
it has-
same.
Rolled out.
No, they have at least what was it, 11 hit points at minimum.
yes, at least 11 hit points. The mutation
Okay.
gives them 10 hit points, and then they
Okay.
roll hit dice.
Okay.
But Amaya is full warrior, right?
Yep.
Okay. So you've got the ability to force a hit.
Once per scene. I feel like this would all be one scene.
I would probably make all this one scene, yeah.
Yeah. I will say that
Archibald was also a warrior. But...
So is that 8 more ID cards?
Yeah,
Seven
7 more.
One of them
They're right.
tripped and fell.
Yeah, that's true.
Ooh, I'm sorry, one of them what?
One of them
that
tripped
Amaya,
and fell.
that
Oh,
Amaya
yes.
accidentally tripped and killed.
right.
Just watch, that's going to be the chief engineer, and we went through all of this for nothing. Are
Nox,
any of these the chief engineer?
they are not. Nox, did you have something you were trying to say there?
yeah, I was going to ask Monsois Snow if they could what their telekinesis thing would be. Telekinesis shock would be with a telekinesized melee weapon.
I think it's just, kind of like he does a punch, but, a bit more.
I think he's asking what your shock damage would be.
Yeah.
What the value would, what the number would be.
Whatever.
If it goes off your wisdom, it's 2 plus whatever your wisdom mod is, and if that's 3, that's just a guaranteed kill on any zombie we come across.
My
They can
wisdom-
still roll more health.
1 second.
Yeah.
Remember, they
In
have
any
at
case,
least one of it.
Guaranteed minimum.
It's 2. For
Okay.
either a medium or large weapon.
Yeah, it's large, is what I use.
Okay. Yeah.
I was just asking. Bleh.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not getting enough shock damage to give anything
You're
else.
close. You're close to being able to.
Well, I mean, I guess I could technically use a thermal knife with 3 shock damage, but I don't have any melee skill.
Uh, 3 shock.
We'll just form the shock squad.
Yes, 1 from wisdom, 2 from weapon.
Oh, right. It does include attribute. So yes, 3 shock.
It's 10.
So close, so close.
I
Bare
mean,
minimum.
again, if I was using my knife, that's another 3 shock. I just don't have that. I'm just not likely to actually hit them with the knife itself.
They do have an AC 15, so
Knife is 50.
it is, yeah.
Oh my goodness, our ability to deal unmitigated shock damage to unsuspecting zombies is freaking ridiculous.
It's honestly probably not that. I mean, it's probably not that hot. I mean, really, Amaya is the only real standout.
Yeah.
I mean,
This
this
is just a
is just a
matter of-
beatdown, really.
was
What
gonna
you're
say.
proposing.
I'm just imagining this scenario.
I mean, we do enough to kill like them. What, like 33% of the time without them having any chance, and then initiative
Mm-hmm.
if they go after. I don't know. I feel like it's a weird scenario. Technically, it would probably be the better way to do it, and just everyone like, yeah.
I slipped into video game mode.
Let's slip back into narrative mode here. You've got a.
I would
Yeah.
rather be using a gun though,
You've
but I can
got,
also turn that into a guaranteed hit once per scene.
you've got a number of rooms to search. You're certain again that the chief engineer's room is going to be here. It's just a matter of how many rooms you have to get through before you find the right one.
And how many zombies are in those rooms?
Are you okay with just continuing with this plan of drawing them out as walkers and then individually taking them out? It will take some time if you're trying to lure them out of these rooms because there's not enough space for all of you to be in the room.
This one person goes in, lures them out, and they walk back out with it, following it with 3 of us others arranged around the door.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Basically.
If you're okay with that, it's gonna take upwards of at least a half hour, depending on how many of these rooms you have to go through.
It's fine.
Okay, so over the course of the next, let's roll. Yeah, that's perfect. All right, that is 10, and that's only about 6 rooms. So this does only take you about a half an hour of killing zombies, opening doors, luring zombies out, and some of them take a little bit longer because you have to try and split the zombies up, unless you want a moaning zombie trying to nom your vac suit while you're killing the other one.
No, we don't want that.
Okay.
No risks here, thank you very much.
And how many of those turn into
Just one.
one? Just one.
Out of 17, no, out of 18,
Mm-hmm.
you got a single 6. Welcome to RNG.
Yep. So your plan is to snap attack, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Get them over.
Let's
And they have,
before we even roll initiative, let me have the 2 with the highest well, you decide. 2 of you are going to just make this attack before we even do initiative, and I'm going to decide if we need to continue.
I know that I'm going to make an attack, so that's 1.
Yeah, I know Amaya should be one of those 2. Who wants to be the second?
Wait, hold on. Say that again. I misunderstood what you're
So
saying.
before I go through the trouble and the clickiness of everyone rolling initiative, I just want Amaya and one other character to roll their attack.
should not be me. Should be one of the melee-oriented folks.
Oogie's probably in there.
Okay.
Oogie,
This is just
Oogie-
basically whether y'all do enough extra damage that there's no chance of them surviving, right?
Right.
And so this is an attack roll -4?
This is an attack roll -4, correct. I'm going to just give initiative to this thing because you guys have. This is literally the last one, and you guys have
No,
become
not
complacent.
initiative.
I don't
Not
think
initiative.
Archibald can actually land a hit on a snap attack unless I auto hit.
Against an AC 15?
Yeah, I mean, I got -1 on stab. Oh, that's right. I got +2 on dex though. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not as bad as I thought. I mean, it's not great because I've got a +2 overall.
All right, so we've got a and Oogie is not a full warrior. We've got a 7 damage and 2 shock. We're at 9 damage. As I said, I'm just giving initiative to this one. I'm taking GM Fiat and giving initiative to this one. These were your snap attacks. Does anybody else want to make a snap attack before it goes?
Well, I mean, we have another 6 damage of shock damage from snap attacks, right?
Oh, -4 on that.
Yeah. If
So I might as well still make the attack. It's just not one of the key ones.
If Archibald is trying to stab it with a knife.
That was the plan, right? We want to do the shock damage.
Yeah, but I kept hearing you say that you would rather be shooting.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's not wrong, but I got 3 people here that are like, "Hey, let's all just gang up on him in melee," and it's like I got to give in to peer pressure.
All right, so I've got
Let's jump
15
'em.
damage. Let's see how many hit points this one has.
14 damage.
Not enough.
Not enough. You know what? I don't even want to. I want to hear you describe this zombie mutation gank scene for me.
Don't stop
just-
me now.
Just look at my picture over in image dump.
Yeah, I can imagine that, but then just like his back row is a little bit more like hard. More just wailing on him.
There's also the Shaun of the Dead scene, which is great.
That's actually what was. Oh, I was looking at. Yep. Okay. This zombie did not come. This mutation did not come with a silly hat.
Oogie wears a silly hat.
Yes, he does. The mutation tries valiantly to escape this surrounding of stabby and pokey.
And Archibald only hits because it accidentally got pushed into his knife.
Then he fell into my knife. He fell into my knife 10 times.
And you think it's dead as it just launches out of your circle, smashes into the ceiling above, splatter of mixed dark red blood and something black. They're not. It's like it's mixing like oil up on the ceiling and starting to drip down. And it smashes back into the floor and twitches a couple more times before that overgrowth that you've been seeing just kind of trembles and stops. Nox?
Nope, didn't say anything.
Okay.
I'm just checking out this. I just really love this image. Or this, this whole scene.
You have found the chief engineer's quarters, and with it his key card.
See the one that transformed?
He's the one that transformed. Yes.
Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. That's fate for you.
Obviously, he was a boss monster.
Boo.
Man, if this was some sort of tabletop game, I'd be real pissed if I was the DM right now. So maybe we shouldn't break the point.
What have we started?
Oogie's gonna collect 10 more key cards.
Okay. And IDs, yeah.
Well, this will make the
I
rest
will
of our
say,
trip.
across this trip, we're making a pretty penny off of Jeff's key card.
If we could turn them in, that's at the guy. If that's at the that was the guy that was running the base here. What
The
was his
Frostlight
name?
Bunker.
Yeah. If we don't turn him in there, we're not getting paid for him. At least not from him.
I've got a plan for that.
Oh, okay.
Fairbanks over the comms. You guys have been kind of quiet for a while. Everything okay over there?
It's all very methodical down here, Fairbanks.
Methodical.
Oogie's-
What's that even mean?
Oogie's going to take photographs with the survey scanners and send them to Fairbanks.
We devised a effective strategy to neutralize the zombies.
What? What? Why would you?
So just letting you know, if any of them other walkers come at you, just lock the doors, okay? Don't go like fighting with them, because they might turn into this.
Wait. Oh. Send her a
Yeah, the
video.
real.
Or someone sends her
I'm
a
sure.
video.
I'm sure someone can send her a video. We got the vac suits recording.
Oh, that's grotesque. Don't skip leg day. All right.
Yeah. That's they got them chicken legs, that's for sure.
Your
Or at
hallway.
least they look like chicken legs.
Yeah, in comparison to the rest of them, yep, sure does. Well, to their torso.
Mm-hmm.
Secured. Okay. How do you proceed from here? You have the engineer's keycard.
I suppose we get through some doors with
Okay.
said key card. All right.
Yeah.
And we've developed our methodology for dealing with zombies.
And are you going to continue that and keep destroying zombies, or did you want to test walking past them, as somebody else had suggested?
That's crazy talk.
That's crazy talk.
But no, I guess I'd be fine with that too. I mean, you know.
Do vac suits have a method of getting nutrients inside for field work?
Or are we all just really freaking hungry?
I imagine that they do come with a NutriPaste for the duration of. Well, actually, no. Vac suits are normally only 6 hours of oxygen.
Unless you're a beast like me.
What I really just want to know is, do I have a method of getting the pork and beans inside the vac suit without taking the helmet off?
I mean, we can turn the vac suits off because we're not in an area that's contaminated.
Except by zombie virus.
Sure, but at that point, the Doogie's just doomed.
Yeah, part of
Oh,
wanting to
that's
be
what-
in here was so that Oogie's vac suit could be turned off and just
No. Yeah.
use the Nox's atmosphere.
Well, I guess Oogie will be the one that won't be going hungry. Unless he turns real hungry.
Yeah, I have to say I don't think that the normal vac suits, being that they're really intended for EVAs, would have food ports. They've got water ports, but not food ports.
Okay, so Oogie sadly leaves behind the partially, the used up pork and beans.
You mean the pork and beans that were on the ground?
No, he only like threw a
Oh.
So he's got like a whole bag of pork and beans here now going cold.
Okay.
You see him sadly
I
leave
thought
leave it there in the hallway, right in
thought
the
you were
middle
talking
of the hallway.
I thought you were talking about the ones on the ground. It was like, you're going to eat that after touch the ground?
That's the zombie floor. Yeah, we can feed the zombie floor before we go. There. It won't go to waste.
All right.
We can do what?
The zombie floor. Just, scoop it up and toss it down there when we're done.
You have devised a clever means of handling the mutation threat, and so I feel like my initial framing for this doesn't really need to be followed as strictly. What I'm gonna do, if you guys are just gonna if you guys are planning to actually kill each zombie you come across, is I'll do a quick roll to see how many of those there are.
and then roll a chance of whether they actually get to strike back at us.
And then we'll do that, and we'll just kind of make a couple of numbers appear and abstract that out into a potential combat. How's that sound?
Yeah, that's fine by me. I'd rather kill them as we go, just
Okay.
because that leaves your path of retreat that's cleared.
Yeah. That is
You don't want to leave
reasonable.
enemies at your back.
So that's 20 zombies along your route to the engineering director's office.
It's not too bad, especially if you keep rolling the way you have been.
Right? Hey, I got two sixes
I'm
on
not gonna
those
jinx-
3d8.
I'm not going to jinx anything. Oh, 3. Nice.
Yeah.
Still less than expected.
It is, yeah. Uh-huh.
You expect to get at least, well, I guess you expect to get 3. It's only slightly below what you'd expect.
Okay. And wow, okay.
Yeah, they might
So-
actually had a chance.
Yeah, we're gonna roll out combat for 2 of those.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and roll those initiatives. I did promise this campaign would have more exciting combat, right?
I mean, we've got to survive. Come on.
And that's all 4 of you. All right. Looks like
All 4
everyone
going
goes
for it.
before it, so that's fantastic for you
I rolled
guys.
twice by mistake.
Huh?
I rolled twice by mistake. I got a
Oh,
3.
oh, I see that. Okay. I'll correct that real quick.
Yep.
difference
Almost
there?
all of you go before it, but
Oh. But Amaya's the most important.
Amaya can still
Snap attack.
snap attack, yeah.
Yeah, that's just the difference is us 3 don't have to snap attack. to get
Right,
before
so
it.
let's roll through you 3 first.
3 shock damage.
Yep.
I'm up next.
Yep, Uki
Yeah,
and Marks. You can
well,
both just roll.
Yeah, order doesn't really matter. We're all doing the same thing. We're just making a melee attack to see if we can do enough damage that Amaya's able to finish it off with the snap.
Ooh.
Big
Might
damage.
be. Let's see, that puts us at 3,
Oh.
5,
Oh, you
Also,
didn't
you
even
weren't
need
at a
to.
minus 4.
13. That puts 19 with Amaya's shock.
Right. Yeah, does Maya snap attack?
Yeah.
Okay. That one goes down. I am going to have us re-roll the initiative for the second one. So, initiatives have been cleared. Go ahead and roll it again.
I'm gonna try using the PC initiative button, and it worked.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that button actually.
The what?
Which is funny because in the past I've used it. There's a macro button for PC initiative. That's outside of the character sheet.
I don't know where it is. I'm just using my character sheet.
It does the exact same thing. So
Okay.
Oof.
ooh, he got a high initiative that time.
It did get a high initiative that time, so this time only Marcus gets to roll before we start declaring snap attacks.
Blam.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
that is some good damage.
Big
Yep.
damage. Gonna snap attack.
Okay.
Snap attack.
Okay.
Snap attack.
Having seen that, I think we're all pretty confident with snap attacks.
Okay.
Well, exactly.
And yep, that crumples the other one.
Dang,
The
Marcus
first one
did it.
at 14 hit points wasn't even worth rolling out.
Marcus secured both of those.
Hey, I think I'm starting to get the hang of this.
Is that 20 more ID cards?
It is.
I assume you're jotting down those because you
I
want the money
sure-
from it.
I sure am.
It does just even out to 100 more credits.
That's true. Easiest 100 credits you'll get. Well, aside from the presumed risk of zombie infection, I suppose.
There is additional risk. If any of you are at, I believe it's at or less, but I'll double check, 10 hit points when a slashing attack hits you, there's a risk that your suit will tear. It's a small risk because your suits have been upgraded and modified by Amaya, but it is still a risk, so...
Plus, we aren't really entirely sure how the whole zombie thing spreads.
That's
But I
also,
presume it wouldn't be an instant, I assume it's not just one roll and your character's effectively a zombie, but, who knows? We do have some. I assume we have some degree of plot armor against zombification.
I will say that the only thing I've got in this campaign that I intend to be a no, you just suck result is the possession by entities. That's why I've been very focused on vacant characters being played.
The main characters, yeah.
Yeah.
So incidentally, we have at this point acquired 75 positive identification, which amounts to 375 extra credits.
Wow.
It's adding up.
It is more than a day's
yeah.
wages. Heck, it might even cover the transporting cost of whatever we take out of here.
Yeah, but will it cover the cost of, like the water to clean us all down after this? Close us down.
Surely it's not that expensive to get cleaned up. Not in the future, at least.
You reach the engineering director's office, and not surprisingly, there is no zombie inside of it. Since you already killed him.
It'll be really weird to run into him again.
Teleporting zombies.
But then we
Clone
find
zombies.
out. Oh god, what if these were... Yeah, imagine if we had, duplicates of people. Check those tags.
Who clones a zombie?
Who clones a zombie, dresses them the exact same, and gives them the exact same access card tag?
What you
Whatever
guys
you wanna
didn't
call
know is that Mercure perfected a molecular cloning technique that works on organic and inorganic matter.
Nice.
And zombies have just been kind of passing in and out of it for the last 2 months.
Oh, like the final area in Deus Ex.
I don't recall that.
They've got
I mean, actually, that's kind of like how that black smoke entity, or that condenser with that had the black smoke entities around it, kind of was. It's like they just kept wandering through, right?
Yeah, actually it is. Yeah. All right, so you're in the engineering director's office. There's no threat of zombies coming at you, so you're free to leave the door open. It seems safe enough. You're also welcome to close that door. You've got the key card to do so.
Well, yeah, obviously close the door.
And
Don't want any zombies walking in on us.
right, fair enough. And
Are there any windows here?
there are no windows. Oh wait, actually, no. I take that back. The engineering director's office is attached to a workshop. This is where you'd make repairs to, the vac suit if you wanted to spend the time to do it. And there are windows into the workshop part. There's a couple of separated offices alongside or attached to this workshop. Let me just put down some lines. My words are not doing justice to this. So we've got your long hallway that you just slaughtered zombies down to. A workshop with a long window leading, looking into it.
And I can be more explicit about what I'm looking for here. We came in through a corridor, and I don't know if there were any ups or downs in the traversal of this area, but what I'm looking for is, if we would cut through a wall, or through the window, or through the ceiling, would we be outside?
Oh, thank you. That's helpful. No, it does not seem so. This is a fairly interior part of the central hub, and with the amount of weight above you, or at least the amount of weight that Armstrong, you have Armstrong on your ship, right?
You've
No.
got access to the. You've got
I don't,
the ship.
yeah, no, I don't think so.
Armstrong is with Harry, at Directory Station.
That's right, because we thought Armstrong would get along well with the Un.
And you have no idea how that's going.
Well, and
Well, we
so yeah,
sure
just a
wonder.
quick note along those lines. I think we need to make a pass through on our way back to Zenthra.
Nah, it'll be fine.
Well, I think that was kind of the plan anyways, because we
Yeah,
expect
I
to be
think
delivering
so
the
because
boost.
we were
It
hoping
was.
to deliver schematics to them, and
Yeah.
So Lily Grace is not as much of a savant on the sensors as Armstrong, but Lily Grace can still, based on the amount of interference between you and the ship, and other technical details, can tell you that there's actually a considerable amount of wreckage weight on top of you. And it extends off to the sides. If you want somewhere to cut out of the hub, then Lily Grace will start putting your scanners to use, your ship scanners to use, and try to find one for you while you search the engineer's office. But it's not going to be outside of this office that you reach sunlight.
yeah, because I don't reckon that we want to be hauling anything we take out of here back through that that maze of corridor that we came in. If we could cut out and just leave through the roof, that'd be a better idea, I reckon.
I'll see what I can find. And Little Grace cuts the communication and gets to work. Meanwhile, this is the workshop area. There's machinery and tables and all the kind of workshopy stuff that you would expect. This is the Big E is the engineer's office, and there is a secured door at the other end. Cleverly marked a server vault.
You reckon the servers that we're looking for in there?
Maybe. There's a chance. Who knows?
You are still navigating under emergency lighting. It's a little bit yellowish. I should have. My narrative description abilities are lacking at times, but yes, I should have been casting all of this in that dim glow of emergency lighting, with only your vac suit lights providing some semblance of realistic and normal light.
That does make a difference because you said the lights were on.
You did say lights were on.
Yeah. I meant the emergency lighting.
That definitely casts a different tone on the fighting zombies by the glare of strobe lights, as the emergency lights flicker and spin.
I don't see them spinning too much, but definitely flickering and definitely yellow. Emergency lighting has to be yellow. It has to cast the scene in sepia. Well, apologies for missing that narrative, that descriptive beat early on. But
Yeah,
I ask you
probably,
to,
sir.
to retcon and file that into your memories.
I'm outraged, to be honest. Oof, seething.
That's fine.
I'm delighted. That makes that whole scene live more vividly in my memory.
Great. And that's the same lighting situation in here. Is yellow lights flickering and somehow making even this workshop equipment look macabre. Are you guys going to try and scavenge anything from here, or are you just going straight for what you think is your prize goal, the servers?
Archibald's all about going straight for the goal, but you know.
Okay.
I went off and
I think
So emergency lighting tells me that like the main computer hubs are probably not operational then. That was why it was important. Yeah, so the emergency power, I'm not just going to log into the engineer's computer and start looking.
Right, and that's actually what cued me in is, I'm sitting there in my mind going along with this description of you can't just log in, and I'm like, oh wait, I didn't tell them that.
Okay. All right, so here's what I reckon. I mentioned I had a plan for getting us all past Kilson, and this is what it is. I got this tear in my suit, right? And we're going to say that I needed to be emergency evac'd. And when we do, I'm going to haul up that server with me. But then the rest of all y'all can go back to the base camp without me in a load of whatever other junk we feel like loading onto that grav loader and say, oh, ain't it a shame this is all we found. By the way, here are a bunch of dog tags. Trade them in for some cash. Make us look like we're incompetent salvagers when we snuck away with the only thing of real value.
I mean, that's a whole lot of deceit right there.
I know, isn't it great?
I mean, I'm down to try, but it's up to the rest.
Yeah, that actually sounds like a good plan to me. I mean, yeah, it might be a little bit over the top, but I like it.
I mean, I was funning there, a little bit for dramatic intensity. You don't have to ham it up quite so much.
Yeah, particularly since
I am also in agreement.
I don't think any of us are particularly good actors.
And I think I heard Nox saying there that you're all for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just like the plan, even if we're not really well suited to it. I mean, I don't really think it's too important. I mean, sure, he'll be suspicious, but what's he gonna do? Take all our stuff?
It's even better if you're not suited for it. I love Stars Without Number for, characters unskilled in things being able to roll their skills on things.
Mm-hmm. Or their lack of skill. Hey, I have some. I apparently did some theater in my youth. Apparently, I've got a bit of skill in perform. Maybe I am an actor. I have a +0 in perform.
That's we're definitely gonna have to see how Archibald puts that to use.
And I do have a +1 in charisma.
So if you're only interested in the servers here, then that's not even really a roll. You can spend a couple of hours cutting through the vault server door, or server vault door. It does not open quite as easily as other doors have. Even with the chief engineer's keycard, there have been some security lockdowns that even they were not able to override. But you're getting into this door without doing the same thing on the getting into this room without doing the same thing on the other door, and being able to get into the chief engineering director's office was definitely something that key card got to you. And it doesn't take more than a Maya and one other person to cut through those doors. So in the meantime, the rest of you are able to search around the engineer's office or the workshop and see if there's anything that you want to take along with you.
I'll be helping Amaya, so.
Okay.
Yeah, Marcus, go to town if you want.
I don't see why not.
Okay.
Let's have some fun.
What are you looking for?
See if the
got
see if the engineering director had some recreational drugs. Look, I'm not saying Marcus is two-dimensional. He's not always after drugs, I'll admit.
No, but imagine drugs that have been like, just stored away, fermenting, aging. Would it be better or worse?
So what kind of salvaging do you want to do? Like, kind of broadly, what are you looking for? Pure value? Are you gonna try and see if there's get the engineering directors computing stuff and see if there's even more valuable information on that?
He does have his. Was that like a personal workshop that he has, or was that like the public, like the workshop for?
This is a public workshop. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the hub.
But it's
public
still one
workshop,
that's still one that's being overlooked directly by his office.
Yes.
So might be there. I guess that was one thing that said it might be like prototypes or something. There's probably not pre-tech here, right?
There's no pre-tech in here now. Not that you guys can identify.
Because obviously, always the first thing to look for is pre-tech, no matter where you are. But
Look for the shiny stuff.
And
If you can't
Tulare,
find the shinies,
if you've been talking, you are muted.
No, I have not been talking. I've been thinking.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Well, let me focus on Amaya and Archibald then. The cutting there takes about another half hour. You've cleared out the hallway behind you of zombies, so there's no real concerns from that. And once that the physical mechanisms that had engaged are cut through, the door swings open. A little bit of cold air wafts out, however much hadn't warmed up since it lost cooling power. And you see inside a bunch of server racks that are all blinking red. Very slowly blinking red.
do you reckon that's like a good thing or a bad thing? Are they meant to do that?
I mean, well, I suppose to indicate something, but
I mean, at least it's got
be
some
nice
color.
be nice to have Connor here, huh?
It would.
Anyways. I guess the question is, I mean, I guess we might as well just take as many servers as we can. Like, I guess the problem is how much can we care? How do we identify which one has what we need, right?
Right. Without some way of interfacing with them, there's no way to tell if any one of them has the data or if the data that you're looking for is scattered across multiple.
They don't have labels on them, right?
They do not have labels on them. I mean, they do, but they're not meaningful.
Indicative of what? Yeah, not indicative of what's actually on them.
Yeah. It's KHZ001, KHZ002.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'd figure.
Mm-hmm.
How many is it?
You figure there's
how much encumbrance?
Yeah, it's gonna be more than encumbrance. You figure that the whole room, full of servers, is probably going to be about half a ton. If you had the computer skill, you could probably just pull out the hard drives of relevant servers or all the servers and lighten that load a little bit, the storage units. But you don't. You're basically.
I feel like that could still fall under fix. It's just because programming is more like the software side.
Okay.
I would think Fix would cover some of the hardware.
Well,
Now, mind you, that's really up whether that would be in Amaya's
Right. That's
experience or not.
fair. I'll ask Nox if you think that there's any reason that Amaya would know how to trim the weight that you're looking at carrying.
I mean, it's one of them. We only have to trim it by 50 kilo. I'll be able to carry it from there. So I can carry 400 kilo.
No, I don't think so. Aside from like just logicking it together, I don't have any special know-how.
Okay. So yeah, you're looking at if you can bundle them up into platforms or containers of 400 or less kilo each, which would be 2 of 250. Then Marcus can slowly leapfrog them out, because you can still only do one at a time, right?
Yeah, basically.
Half a ton is 453 kilograms.
Yes.
So that'd be pretty easy. That'll be 2 trips.
Huh?
I was assuming metric tons.
Yeah.
Metric ton.
You're converting from imperial to metric, and it confused me greatly.
Well, every time I hear half ton, I think the imperial ton. You didn't say metric tons.
Yeah, I try to use all the metric stuff here.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Oh, in which case, yeah, we'll have to trim a little bit off, but I should be able to carry,
Well, that's still the same, because half a metric ton's 500 kilograms, right?
Yeah, I just need to skim 100
So.
instead of 50.
We could
Close.
take 400 in one load, and then we can get some other miscellaneous salvage out of the workshop here for our
Yeah.
decoy load.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Actually, that was one thing I was gonna suggest earlier to go with Oogie's plan. Is we do want to get some at least semi-valuable stuff
Okay.
to sell off.
I can also carry some stuff in my arms, so I aren't, carrying a lot here. So I can do both.
Let me see. I'm a pretty loaded town, but I'm sure I could make some room.
I'll say on the mechanical level, with the amount of stuff that you're already going to be carrying out, individual encumbrance isn't really going to make much of a difference.
Yeah, well, and it's fine if because let me see what happens if you go over. It's like reduced speed. I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, you guys, it's fair to assume that you guys will carry as much as you can. Marcus will bring along as much as you can. And if you want to say that you encumber yourselves down to equivalent of half speed, then we could get the rest onto one load for Marcus. You just have to use some kind of instant panels or other tools to make it a single thing that Marcus is carrying.
I brought insta panels.
Someone's smart.
Oogie points to a filing cabinet. Could we just shove them in there?
No, there's
Link goes-
quite a bit more than that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got 6 insta panels, so we can just go ahead and use that. I'm sure we can easily use those to distribute the load.
Yeah, why don't you somebody roll me a fix check to put insta panels together in such a way that uses the least amount and meets Marcus's needs.
We can just go ahead and use all 6 insta panels. I don't care.
Okay, that's fine too.
I don't have any other plans for them, and it's not like they're. I mean, we got the ship locker. I'm pretty sure that's all. I'm pretty sure I just took them out of the ship locker.
Probably. All right, no roll necessary. Using 6 insta panels. You, to the best of your knowledge, have exactly what you came for. There is no reason to suspect that the Nox would not have the technical, the in-depth blueprints for their ships in these servers that are locked and secured away in a server vault.
There's a chance, but I guess.
Yeah.
I guess the question is, we could try to verify that once we get back on the ship. And hey, if we have to come back down to the planet, it'll be awkward, but.
Yeah.
I don't know
And
there's much way we're getting more than this in one trip.
Or it's one of them, just say we needed to do 2 trips.
You hear the crackle of your comm, static and all, come through. You get in the transmission from your ship through the layers of garbage and salvage above. Excuse me, above you, and it's Lily Grace.
Oh, hey Lily, how you doing?
Send her pictures, and he's like, "Those aren't servers."
Those are stasis pods. No, she. I found you an exit. Do you have? Hang on, wrong accent. I found you an exit. Do you have explosives with you?
I assume everyone
Yes,
looks at Amaya.
plenty.
I mean, is that a rhetorical question?
Good. I'm sending you a map file. It's a little bit farther away from where you pinged. But some careful demolitions will see daylight come to you.
So I like to hear.
And-
Relay the information to Fairbanks. Hey Fairbanks, bring the grav loader around this side of the pile so we can meet you down below.
You got it, boss.
You know, I would say I'd really like to see daylight, but I don't know if I like daylight on this planet. I like it in here.
Yeah, it's nice and comfortable.
At least the zombies aren't, well, I guess they are kind of a perpetual threat, but you know what I mean.
They're the very definition of perpetual threat.
Right, but the zombie's just something I can fight. I can't fight perpetual corrosion.
That's true. That's true.
So as far as other salvage goes, Oogie has spent his time trying to maximize value per weight. So he's looking for metatools,
Okay.
survey scanners, data slabs, and toolkits.
He's going all Skyrim on us. 10 gold per weight.
So, I'm going to abstract that a little bit outside of the equipment list. He's not going to find those specific items, but you certainly can roll a trade skill check with either intelligence or wisdom for him to maximize the value. Some of it will be in data slabs or other computer displays. Others will be tools and equipment that he recognizes as less common, and I'll be presenting you with a list of any actual equipment items that come out of that over the week, or the general value of non-equipment items, like salvage.
All right.
All right.
That go through?
It did.
Yeah, there it is.
The path to your exit is fairly nearby. I'm not actually even going to have you contend with any zombies en route, or make any fuss about the demo charges to get out. What Lily Grace has sent you are not design schematics, but based on her survey results, a placement schematic, that's what I'm looking for, that would use 3 demo charges in various shapes and radii to create a hole wide enough for the load that you've told her is you're carrying, you're bringing with you. If you want Amaya to save any of those demo charges, you can try and roll a fixed skill check to improve on Lily Grace's placement.
I'm not worried about saving them, but I do want to try and get better placement on principle alone.
Roll it.
I mean, Check twice,
A
but
challenge
once.
is.
Yeah. Amaya can bring this down to 2 demo charges and maintain greater structural stability of this, these tons of tons that are hanging over you.
But we still appreciate Lily Grace's efforts.
She would have gotten you out safe. That's why I was using 3 charges, is because she
Yeah.
was putting an emphasis on
Yeah.
safety. But Amaya has just, I'll let Nox describe how Amaya is coming to a better solution. Is it pure knowledge? Is it intuition? What's going on here?
Amaya has a background of assembling and
Explosion.
rigging up explosives.
Okay, there it is.
I
So-
do actually like the idea of like intuitive demolitionist though.
We can get a cleaner boom.
Cleaner and more effective. Yep.
Like usually the demolition like enthusiasts like usually like very reckless and dangerous, but I just really like the idea of like there's someone that intuitively they don't really know what they're doing, but somehow whenever they blow stuff up, it's always safer.
No, because they don't want to waste any of the boom, so they get just enough to do the job. It's one of them. If you're gonna waste a boom,
mean-
that could be used for a later boom.
It's true.
You guys, I'm gonna push you along here.
Yeah, no,
You go around a corner, cover your, well, I guess your ears wouldn't be exposed. Turn on the explosion imminent setting of your vac suits. They, cover your ears for you. And you hear the hub control blowing out behind you, and you see the corrosive atmosphere of Anti rolling in through a hole large enough to carry your loadout. You know that boom is going to attract attention, but you've given yourself enough space and leeway to get it straight out onto the loader with Fairbanks. And we're going to go ahead and call the session there, unless anybody has any last minute interjections or scenes that you want to put out.
they didn't have any rules against using explosives to excavate, did they?
They did not.
Okay, good.